Hey, I'm live. I am live. I am live, 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 live. First, I gotta do something called switch on the monetization because the 10 cents I might make is very important to me. It's not actually, by the way. Why aren't you popping up? How's everybody doing? It is me, Haussmann Comics, in the flesh. Didn't get a video ready for today, and that saddens me. So I'm going live instead because it's also been too long since I've gone live, and that saddens me. Hearing that.
Our business has grown
One
10x,
of
and
three
NetSuite has
ads.
allowed us to do that. Building the piping and the process for us to add
Look
on
at
new
that
channels,
garbage.
allowing someone like
One of
me
three ads.
to be very quick
Swear to
to
gosh, this usually
see
doesn't happen. I get like one ad, and then it goes to this, and I get three ads. I'm still awake and able to pester you for a minute. Uncle Fart, how are you? Welcome to the Pester Zone. Excuse me for 1 second. I'm not wearing pants. Hopefully my butt doesn't. Ah! I just really skinned my shin. Ah, I left my water all the way over here. Oh, it is good to be alive. So if I got double audio happening, I'm good. Hope I'm doing great. Oh my God, you hope I'm doing great? That really sets everything up for me. I'm doing well. There we go. I'm doing well enough. I started a new job this last week, so I'm just getting used to that. And bigger, yes, I can. Nice. Other than that, I'm doing well. It's a different job, less hours. I mean, still full time hours. I'll be able to live, which is good. But I don't have to go out of town as much. I won't have as much overtime, which I'm bleeding. Nope. It was both good and bad. It's good that I don't have as much overtime. It's just like I said, a little bit less money, but I mean, not so much less money that it's bad for me. Anyway, yeah, this guy Wozniak, or whatever his name is, there. Everybody should check out his channel if you like this trivia stuff. He puts all the effort in, all the work. I just come in and answer trivia questions as best I can, get the scorecard ready. Yeah, so he does all the work. Guy Wozniak Comics, comic book guy. And let's jump into the trivia and see how dumb I am, because he put out a lot of videos since I've done this last. And I always think this is a nice, good time. I still got this Lego kit I got to build anyway.
Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, I'm Guy Wozniak, and this is Comic Book Jeopardy. This is episode number 8 of Comic Book Jeopardy, and we have 6 fresh new categories for your Jeopardy viewing pleasure, including one category voted on by some of you guys, Comic Book Guy channel members. Now, if you'd like to vote on Jeopardy categories in the future, somewhere down below this video there should be a little button that says Join. If you join and you get a channel membership, you'll be able to participate in weekly members-only polls and help select future categories on the show. Now, speaking of the categories, this week the categories are as follows. Category number 1, our character-specific category, will be Daredevil, as voted on and selected by our Comic Book Guy channel members. Daredevil edged out both Captain America and Green Lantern in the weekly members poll, so yeah, this week we will have a series of questions all about the man without fear, Daredevil. Category number 2 this week is colorful characters, and this Category will include 5 clues all about comic book characters with a very colorful appearance.
My
And a
headphones
big
just
thanks
crapped
to my
out.
wife, Jessie, for providing questions for this category this week. I appreciate it. Category number 3 will be Study Buddies. This is a viewer-provided category all about some of the most intellectually gifted characters in comics, and a big thanks to Zachary for sending in this series of questions. I appreciate the help, buddy. Category number 4 is X-Men Villains. And yeah, you guessed it, this category is dedicated to the villains of the greatest superhero team of all time, the X-Men. At least I think they're the greatest hero team of all time, in my opinion. And of course, I'm right. Category number 5 this week will be Part Man, Part Machine, and we will have 5 clues pertaining to cybernetic comic book characters that are, in fact, part man and part machine. Finally, for category number 6, in this episode of Comic Book Jeopardy, we have Who Came First. I'll give you a pair of comic book characters, and you have to guess which one appeared in comic books first. It's pretty easy. You basically have a 50-50 chance of guessing right, even if you have no idea whatsoever who came first, but I think some of these might actually surprise you. Now, unfortunately, Matt isn't here to run the board today. I'm kind of sick. If you hear it in my voice, I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I didn't want to spread the
So
plague
this
to other
sounds
people
better right now?
unnecessarily, so today I will be doing the questions and the answers. So without any further ado, let's dive into the 200-point round.
If this sounds better right now, I'll leave it like this.
200.
Also, not sure how I'm going to do today.
Amongst his friends, he is better known by this name.
Matt Murdock.
Who is Matt Murdock? Colorful characters for 200. This shape-shifting mutant's natural form is distinguished by blue skin and red hair.
Mystique. Raven Darkholme. I wasn't paying attention. Was it Matt Murdock?
Mystique. And yeah, what do you think? Rebecca Romaine or Jennifer Lawrence? Leave it in the comments below.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Study buddies for 200. These Marvel arch rivals went to college together, at least until one of them blew his face up while trying to construct a device
Reed Richards and
that
Dr.
would allow
Dora.
the living to speak to the dead. Who is Mr. Fantastic and Dr. Doom?
Looks like me and Bart are neck
X-Men
and neck.
villains for 200. These giant mutant hunting robots have plagued
Sentinels.
the X-Men since their first appearance in X-Men number 14 in 1965.
I did start working on an early evolution of Sentinels video a long time
What
ago.
are the Sentinels?
Didn't
Part man,
get
part
back to it.
machine for 200.
Deathlock.
This character was first introduced in DC Comics
Cyborg.
Presents in 1980 and has been a member of the Teen Titans, the Justice League, and the Doom Patrol.
Booyah! Not that I need to shout the answer out so quickly,
is
so
Cyborg?
fast, but that's just how
Who came
fucking
first for
smart I am.
200? Plastic Man or Mr. Fantastic?
Plastic Man by about 30 years. Check out my many first appearances of Plastic Man video.
Who came first in 1941? Mr. Fantastic didn't appear until 1961.
Okay,
All right,
20
guys,
years.
that will end the 200-point cupcake round. Now, before we dive into the 400-point round, don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons for me,
I always feel
please.
good about myself
I
that he
would
calls it the
really
cupcake
appreciate
round.
the support and the help growing this channel. Daredevil for 400. Daredevil is probably most well known for wearing a solid red costume and a mask with small horns. But in his first appearance, his costume was these two colors.
Yellow and brown? I think it's like reddish, but it's yellow-brown, right?
What are yellow and red?
I'm
Yeah, he should break out that old school
giving
costume
myself
a little
points
more
on that
often,
one.
in my humble opinion. Colorful characters for 400. This Marvel character is nicknamed the deadliest woman in the galaxy.
Gamora. I think that's pretty big for a $400 question.
Yeah, sure, that would be Gamora. Of course. Study buddies for 400. Tony Stark has spent time at MIT and has multiple academic degrees to his name. Name at least one of these fields of study that he is lettered in.
Robotics.
What is mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, and physics?
I feel that
X-Men
was
villains for
stupid
400.
of me.
These
Jeremiah,
cybernetic
welcome
villains
aboard.
were first encountered by the X-Men in Uncanny X-Men number 229. And over time, They have included Lady Deathstrike and Donald Pierce amongst its members.
Those would be the Reavers. Robotics makes sense, but so does engineering and all the other stuff we actually had.
Part man, part machine for 400. This time-traveling soldier, first appearing in New Mutants number 87, is the son of Cyclops and Madeline Pryor.
Bullshit. First of all, Cable, obviously. This is about people that are like fucking cyborgs, are they not? Is this part machine, part human? I never think about Cable as a cyborg or part machine. He as the techno-organic virus. It's techno-organic. I guess the part of that is techno.
Who's one of my favorites? Cable. Who came first for 400? Green Arrow or Hawkeye?
Green Arrow. It's going to be DC all the time if they're doing these comparisons.
Who is Green Arrow in 1941? Hawkeye did not appear until 1964.
Green Arrow first appeared in
now, real quick, before
the same issue as Aquaman.
600-point questions, I've got a quick message about the 10,000 subscriber giveaway that we're doing right here. One of you will win this collection of Wolverine comics when the channel hits 10,000 subscribers. Don't forget to subscribe. Daredevil for 600. And the storyline Guardian Devil, Karen Page dies by the hand of the Daredevil arch-rival Bullseye. This author, sometimes known as Silent Bob, wrote that comic book story arc.
My good friend Kevin Smith. No. Kevin Smith, the writer.
It is Kevin Smith.
My friend Kevin Smith did not write shit.
Colorful characters for 600. When working as a gangster in Las Vegas, the gray-skinned version of the Hulk went by this nickname.
Joe Fixim's. Joe Fixit.
Who is Joe Fixit? And yeah, my fingers are still crossed for a Joe Fixit appearance in the MCU. What about you guys? Study buddies for 600.
This guy wears on me.
This collection of some of Marvel Universe's brightest minds and most influential leaders is actually really easy if you speak Latin or Italian.
The Illuminati. I turned up my light to illuminate myself.
X-Men villains for 600. This pink-hued Sentinel is from an alternate future timeline where the Sentinels rule.
I don't know. I feel like a real Nimrod if I don't get this one.
Well, that would be Nimrod. Part man, part machine for 600. This villain attempted to pose as one of DC's most prominent heroes after his death.
That would be Hank Henshaw, the cyborg Superman.
Who is Cyborg Superman or Hank Henshaw? Who came first for 600?
Bonus points for that.
Or Namor, the Submariner?
I really wish he did say what year. He said earlier what year Green Arrow appeared. And that was the same time, the same issue as Aquaman. Aquaman or Namor? I'm looking to the cards here, and you both said something different. Uncle Fart said Aqua, and Jeremiah said Namor. I want to give it to Namor. I want to give one to Marvel, but I legit think it might be Aquaman. Ready to be wrong.
Who is Namor the Submariner in 1939? Aquaman did not appear until 1941, and I have to say that one surprised me. I would have guessed the DC character came first. Daredevil
Shouldn't have.
For 800.
Should listen to Jeremiah.
Starting in Daredevil Comics issue 92, Marvel briefly changed the title from the book Daredevil the Man Without Fear to this title, featuring the name of his current love interest at the time.
Daredevil and Black Widow.
What is Daredevil and the Black Widow?
I didn't say the, but I'm still giving myself points.
Colorful characters for 800. Purple Man, the mind-controlling antagonist of Daredevil and Jessica Jones, is also known by this name.
Zebediah Kilgrave.
Who is Zebediah Kilgrave? And sure, yeah, as played by the excellent actor David Tennant in the Jessica Jones series.
David Tennant absolutely nailed it as Scrooge McDuck in the DuckTales reboot from a few years ago. That's what I have to say about David Tennant.
Study buddies for 800. Doctor Strange, in addition to being a master of the mystic arts, is also a licensed practitioner of the healing arts. What medical specialty did he practice prior to becoming a superhero?
Surgery? Is surgery enough, or do I have to say neurosurgery?
What is neurosurgery? X-Men villains for 800.
I am so
Dr.
smart.
Carl Lycos became this
Sauron.
villain whose body transforms when he absorbs the life force of mutants.
I say I'm smart. I'm having trouble with the math down here, but that's Sauron from the Savage Land.
Who is Sauron? Part man, part machine for 800. Luther Manning was a soldier in a post-apocalyptic future who was reanimated as this Marvel character in Astonishing Tales number 25.
He's also the official Haussmann comic hero of Michigan.
Well, that would be Deathlock.
Deathlock the Demolisher. There's been a few Deathlocks.
But... The Atom or Ant-Man?
The Atom. Which Atom?
That would be the Atom in 1961.
Okay.
Ant-Man appeared 1 year later in 1962.
But there was a Golden Age Atom before that.
1,000-point round, the most difficult round of comic book.
I have 10,000 points. Is that right?
Most difficult sometimes. But I did want to let you know before we jump into those 1,000-point questions that I recently just created a Facebook group called the Comic Book Guy Club. And there's literally no members over there yet, aside from, Matt and myself and our significant others. But if you want to join the group, I will put a link to the group down in the description of this video and maybe in the pinned comment as well. So yeah, hop over to Facebook and join our group. Now for the 1,000-point
Keep all my
round.
scores.
Daredevil for 1,000. In the Ben Affleck headline.
He was a dude with a mask. His name was Al Pratt. I think Henry Winkler played him in the movie, in the Black Adam movie, but I think he was just like a short guy that was really strong. But yeah, he had like a full black mask and a yellow, and he did have a cape, yes. Michael Clark Duncan, also. I unabashedly love the Ben Affleck movie. I saw it 4 times in the theater in 2003.
2003 Daredevil film.
And Michael Clark Duncan reprised his role in the MTV CGI Spider-Man series. The Kingpin was in that, and it was Michael Clark Duncan, and I was like, that's awesome.
The character of Kingpin was portrayed by this actor.
And not a single person had a thing to say about race swaps in that, because he nailed it.
Michael Clark Duncan, a great actor.
Fuck yeah, yes. It's a good film to love.
A questionable casting for the role of Kingpin? Also yes.
Go fuck yourself.
Characters for 1,000.
I was just telling my people how nobody questioned it, and you fucking questioned it, Guy Wozniak. Ugh. This
DC character with a multicolored appearance can transform his body into different chemical elements, stretch his limbs, and he can alter his shape.
Metamorpho, one of the highlights of the Superman movie, in my opinion.
Is Metamorpho or Rex Mason. Study buddies for 1,000. Brainiac 5, heroic member of the Legion of Superheroes, possesses 12th level intellect, meaning he's bright even by the standards of this place, his homeworld.
He's not from Krypton? I'm going to say Krypton. If he's not from Krypton, I literally have no idea where Brainiac 5 is from. I'm not a big Legion of Superhero guy. Maybe he's from Kolu.
What is Kolu?
Well done, Jeremiah.
X-Men villains for 1,000. This sorcerer from the Hyborian era transformed Manhattan into a likeness of his native timeline and took control of the minds of the X-Men, the New Mutants, and the Avengers.
I need to pause it to read that question. Also, I have to take off 1,000 points.
Canadians than ever are getting the pouches they want from Rush Tins. We carry your favorite brands: Zinn,
Where's my mouse?
Fellow, Zonic, plus over 200 flavors and strengths.
What is this?
Cola, watermelon, citrus, you name it.
Why am I getting an ad for chewing tobacco? This sorcerer from Hyborian era transformed Manhattan into a likeness of... Pretty sure I mentioned this guy in a video like not long ago. Sorry, I keep pausing it for
Who
myself.
is Cool and Goth?
Cool and Goth.
Part man, part machine for 1,000. In the 1992
Jeremiah
Image Comics
is
series
killing it.
Youngblood by Rob Liefeld, this cybernetic character possessed the ability to deploy automated robotic duplicates of himself.
There we go. Uncle Fart will get this one. That's the Riptide with the claws.
Who is Die Hard?
Fuck.
And yeah, incidentally, Rob Liefeld has a reboot of the Youngblood series coming out, I believe, this month, November 2025, which I'm kind of looking forward to checking out. Who came
Razorback.
first for 1,000?
Hey,
Swamp Thing
Gio.
or Man
Job.
Thing?
Robbo. Sorry. I don't have my glasses on, so I'm having a hard time reading the chat. Robo63J, welcome aboard. Swamp Thing or Man Thing? Swamp Thing or Man Thing? Swamp Thing or Man Thing? Swamp Thing. Appeared first.
Surprisingly, who is Man Thing?
God damn it.
1971. Swamp Thing appeared the same year, 2 months later in July.
I knew that. This is my worst performance ever. I have 8,000 points going into Final Jeopardy.
Will bring us to, yep, you guessed it, Final Jeopardy. Now, as I'm sure you're already aware, in Final Jeopardy, you can wager any amount of points that you've earned in the previous rounds on a question. In this, get your wager in.
Elseworld Comics.
Now, before we get to that
Speeding
question,
bullets. No.
don't forget, what I would love for you to do, leave your total score down in the comments below. Question.
I like to skip over this guy's stuff.
This 1989 Victorian Elseworlds graphic novel, Batman faces off against none other than Jack the Ripper.
I'll give you guys some time, but I wagered 7,000 points. I'm up to 15,000, 150,000, 15,000, whatever. You don't get any points for heat.
What is
Gotham Guy
Gaslight? Yeah, an interesting reimagining of the Batman mythos that maybe it deserves its own category somewhere here in the future. Let me know what you think of that idea. And
no.
That said, we have another episode of Comic Book Jeopardy in the books.
I keep forgetting you guys have a delay.
To, both support the channel and to...
Nobody wants to support your channel. No, seriously, if you guys are enjoying this, check out this guy's channel, but at the same time, just wait and watch it through me. Ooh, Sydney Sweeney's Power Girl there. He's got a lot of Jeopardies. I don't think we're going to go through all of them today. There's the Daredevil one. But got some catching up to do on Jeopardy.
Happy Sunday, everyone. This
Not
is
Sunday, it's
Comic
Tuesday.
Book Jeopardy. What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? I'm Guy Wozniak, and...
I'm skipping his...
Any further ado, what
Adieu.
are those categories this week?
Should go to sleep. Hope you all have a wonderful night, everyone. Go read the new Youngblood. Terrible dialogue. Enjoyed how bad it was. I'm not giving a goddamn penny to Rob Liefeld. He rubs me the wrong way. He can draw better than I can, by far. But, just every time I see his face or him talking, I'm like, no, stop talking. Rob Liefeld. Anyway, jump into another game of Jeopardy.
Number one this week, and our weekly character-focused category is, as I said,
the Joker.
And in this case, we're talking about the Joker.
I might do all right there.
This
might
was
not.
voted upon by our fantastic channel members.
Does he have fake teeth?
The two other character options in this poll were either Magneto or Violator from the Spawn comics. But this week, it is all about Joker. Category number 2 is Secret Silhouettes, and this is a category where I am trying something a little bit new. I'll show you an image of a silhouette of a comic book character, and it's basically just an outline with blacked out body, and you guys got to guess who that is. There will also be a very simple clue for people who aren't watching their screens, so you'll be able to maybe still guess even if you can't see the image.
I see.
Category number 3 today will be Super Siblings, and that's pretty
The Wonder Twins.
This category
Scarlet
will
Witch and
feature
Quicksilver.
questions and answers all about sibling comic book
Wonder Man
characters.
and Grim Reaper.
Our fourth category this week is Kings of Snark. And this category is dedicated to those loudmouth, wisecracking,
Spider-Man,
snarky
Deadpool.
characters that we all know and love.
Madcap?
Category 5 is going to be Respect Your Elders. And as you can imagine,
Jay
this
Garrett.
category will cover comic book characters who are, shall we say, somewhat advanced in age.
Wonder Woman, technically.
And the last category this week, category number 6, will be on something that I hold near and dear to my heart, the Disney afternoon.
Like
This
gargoyles
was
and
a
shit?
2-hour block of afternoon TV programming that ran from 1990 through about 1999, roughly. And these questions will be dedicated to all of those amazing Disney shows.
This guy talks, and I'm trying not to talk over him, but I don't want to mute and find him. But Rob Liefeld was so incredibly popular, and like, I think that's part of what makes him come off like an arrogant prick. He's not a prick. He just seems like an arrogant dick, and he thinks he's all in Hollywood. And just, I see him now. He's got like a Facebook or YouTube channel or TikTok or whatever, and he just has these shorts where he's like talking about scenes from movies featuring Deadpool mostly. And like, he did create Deadpool, but he didn't make Deadpool who he was. But the fact that he was so popular, and he was young, like of all the guys, the Image guys that went, like he was like 20 something. He was very young. Like, he was a superstar artist, and I just think rising up to the top at such a young age just turned him into an arrogant prick, and he's got stuck without ever hitting puberty, and it's like, oh, boobies are great and I can't draw feet. I don't know. Gargoyles was my show. Have you watched it recently? I've watched it a couple years ago. And there were a bunch of follow-up comics. The NECA Gargoyles figures were fucking amazing. I only got a couple of them though, and I missed out on a bunch, and now they're harder to track down and more expensive, and I wish I had more of them. Yeah, he's trying to stay irrelevant while turning to TikTok for people to watch him. Like, and I see his face. It's been like that even like 20 years ago, reading Wizard and seeing a picture of Rob Liefeld, and you got a hat, and I just like never cared for the guy. Anyway, let's jump into Jeopardy. Fuck, I love Gargoyles. There were like follow-up, I think I mentioned it briefly just now, but there's comics and stuff that are set in continuity. Like, Greg Weisman? Like, wrote them and stuff. So good. Anyway.
Is this a comic book category? No, it is not. Will every category on Comic Book Jeopardy always focus 100% of the time on comics? No, they will not. It will mostly be about comics, but we will have categories that focus on
What do you mean? Marvel recently had Xanatos and Tony Stark be rivals? Was there like a crossover? Was there? There was, wasn't there? There was a Fantastic Four Gargoyles crossover, wasn't there? Why didn't I read that? And I don't give a shit. I give a shit, but I mean, I was gonna say, like, I know people are like, oh, you're attracted to a cartoon, whatever, but like, Elisa Maza was attractive. And then I never had a thing for Demona, but Angela, the other lady gargoyle that showed up later, yeah. Anyway.
fantasy, sci-fi, animation, and other nerd-adjacent kind of topic.
That's the other thing. Like, why don't they do more than that? They can. They own them both. Marvel, Disney owns it all. Like, that's the other thing I don't understand. Why even like Disney has stuff being sent out. I think is it still at Boom Studios? Like, why is there that? Like, how come they aren't adapting the Marvel movies into comic form with the Muppets or anything? Like, why isn't there Spider-Man Darkwing Duck crossover? Like, I guess I don't know. That one doesn't make sense, I guess. But like Gargoyles, absolutely. Why are there not more Gargoyles crossovers? Like, it's a comic book medium and they own all these properties. Like, why? I do get to a point they try to keep Star Wars off limits, but like, just give me fucking Wolverine versus Darth Vader for some reason, somehow. I haven't been reading any of it, but I should go back. Like, this whole DC KO thing, is that as awesome as it seems like it should be? Like, just having all these other characters coming in for this? Like, why not just... Disney owns so many IPs, like they do it with Predator and Alien, I guess. Like, so why don't we just get that with everybody? Why don't even just give me an alternate cover of the ship? I can't think of the name of the airplane. The airplane from Tailspin landing on the helicarrier. What's the name of the airplane from Tailspin, you guys? So I appreciate DC working all those properties WB owns. Well, exactly. Like, there's Batman, Scooby-Doo things all the time. There was Booster Gold, Flintstones. They did that whole thing where they did a Looney Tunes thing. There was Marvin the Martian and Martian Manhunter, Elmer Fudd versus Batman or whatever. Like, they do all that. And, like, Disney just uses their stuff for alternate covers. Give me a Kingdom Hearts comic. I know there's more to it than just Disney, but, like, God, yeah. Like, just give me a comic where Sora, Donald, and Goofy go into the Marvel Universe. Anyway.
which means that you can bet your bottom dollar a Dungeons and Dragons category is absolutely just around the corner. But
Get
yeah,
to
for
the
the
questions.
most part, we will be sticking to comics on this show. Just not all the time. I want to mix it up here and there. In other news, I got a question for you guys, because I only got one comment last week about the background music that I put in the show. And yeah, I'd like to know if you guys prefer the background music that comes in and out after we read the questions and before the answer is revealed or not. It doesn't really matter much to me either.
Now let's get the show rolling with our
I just
200-point round. The Joker for 200. The nickname often used for the Joker that echoes his chaotic personality. The Crown Prince of this.
Bullshit. Is he the Crown Prince of Crime? Or is he the Clown Prince of Crime? He does drone on and on. I legit am 100% certain he's the Clown Prince of Crime. Or is he the Crown Prince of Crime?
What is crime? Secret silhouettes for 200. Name the character in this silhouette, also known as
Batman.
the Cape Crusader.
Alberta teens, what could a high school internship do for you?
Nothing. I'm 42 years old.
Who is Batman? I mean, yeah, of course. Not too hard. We just wanted to get a taste of
Am I
it.
correct?
Just
Thank
to
you,
see
titular
what to
heroine.
expect in this category.
How you doing
Super
tonight?
Siblings for 200. These Asgardian hero and villain brothers have been famously quarreling for centuries.
Who are Thor and Loki?
Who are Thor and Loki?
Thor and Loki in Las Vegas.
Kings of Snark for 200. This merc with a mouth is famous for his sarcasm and fourth wall breaking.
Deadpool. 42 here as well. I'm actually
Who
43.
is Deadpool?
I said 42. Second I said, I was like, I'm not going to correct
for
myself.
200.
I'll be 44 by the end
This
of
character
the
of
February.
advanced age is the father of the mighty Thor.
Odin. Just stopping by for a
Who
bit.
is Odin, the Allfather?
Okay, always glad to have you for no matter
The
how
Disney
long.
Afternoon for 200. This is the location where life is like a hurricane.
Here in Duckburg, race cars, lasers, airplanes.
What is
It's a duck
And
blur.
I hear they
You
have
might
race
solve a
cars,
mystery.
lasers, and even
Or
aeroplanes.
rewrite
And that will
history.
get us through the
DuckTales.
200-point
Woo.
cupcake round. I hope you guys got 6 out of 6 on those because we are going to start ratcheting up the difficulty here.
Okay, good.
The Joker for 400. This one-time Arkham psychiatrist became the Joker's partner and love interest in the show Batman the Animated Series.
Who is Harley Quinn? Dr. Harleen Quinzel.
Who is Harley Quinn? Or Dr. Harley Quinzel? And
Harleen.
fun fact, her first appearance in comics was Batman Adventures number 12 in 1993.
That was her first appearance in comics,
Secret
not the DC
silhouettes for
continuity
400.
proper.
Name the character in this silhouette, our Marvel Comics legend.
That's Spider-Man in his symbiote costume from the cover of Secret Wars number
Who is
8.
Spider-Man. And of course, that would be the black costume Spider-Man in this case. But don't take any points away if you didn't get that right. Super Siblings for 400. This Marvel heroic brother and sister combo were first introduced as members of the villainous Brotherhood of Evil Mutants.
That would be the Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver.
Who are Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver.
Their clown clue was. I'm still not going to get the question
Kings of
wrong
Snark
for that
for
particular
400.
one.
This intergalactic bounty hunter in DC Comics
Hey.
often refers to himself as the
The
main
main man, you filthy bastards. Lobo. I'm super excited to see Jason
Who is
Momoa play Lobo.
And yes, he is indeed the main man. Respect your elders for 400. In Marvel, this devourer of worlds belonged to a race that existed before the Big Bang.
Galactus. Whom, as a teenager, I always called
Who is
Galacticus.
Galactus.
Galacticus.
The Disney Afternoon for 400.
I was wrong.
Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers featured 5 main characters,
Zipper.
including Chip, Dale, Gadget, and Monterey Jack. Plus this 5th cast member,
Fat Cat? No, Zipper the Fly.
who is Zipper.
As soon as Jason Momoa was cast as Aquaman, I was like, what the fuck? He would make a perfect Lobo. And it was really funny because as soon as they released that trailer with him as Lobo, I saw a lot of people commenting, being like, man, he'd make a great Aquaman.
Before we get into the 600-point round, a quick reminder about the 10,000 subscriber giveaway.
No.
One of you will. You don't want to miss that.
The
I just
Joker
missed
for
it.
600. In The Killing Joke, before becoming the Joker, he's portrayed as a failed comedian pressured into helping criminals break into this location.
What is Ace Chemicals?
What is a chemical plant or factory? We're not going to ask you for the specific name.
Ace.
Secret silhouettes for 600.
Son of a bitch.
Name the character in this silhouette. A mutant who first
Sabretooth.
appeared in an Iron Fist comic.
That's not even a good silhouette of Sabretooth.
Who is Victor Creed? Or, of course, Sabretooth. Super siblings for 600. One brother is the founder of the X-Men. The other brother is a member of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants.
That's Charles Xavier and Juggernaut. They are half-brothers. No, they're
Who are
step-brothers.
Charles Xavier and the Juggernaut, Kane Marco.
They're step-brothers,
And
not
why is
even
Juggernaut a
brothers.
member of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants? If he wasn't actually a mutant, Kings of Snark for 600.
He's actually rarely in the Evil Hood. Ah, these guys, man. But yeah, they're not actually brothers. They are step-brothers, which doesn't mean they're not brothers, but they're step-siblings. They...
This
My
ring
math over
slinger
here.
with a bowl cut is widely considered the biggest jerk in the DCU.
Guy Gardner.
And of course, who else? Who is Guy Gardner? Respect your elders for 600. This fictional bloodsucker has been featured in numerous comic books from multiple publishers over the years, mainly due to the character being in the public domain.
That would be Dracula. Dracula.
Who is Dracula? The Disney Afternoon for 600.
I haven't read the current time he's a hero, because he is with the X-Men again. He's got like an X thing over it. I like it. I should check it out, actually, because I am a big fan of the Juggernaut being a good guy. I really liked his, despite it being Chuck Austin, that was back in like the early, mid-2000s, where he kind of just became an X-Man and kind of liked it. And he was like, oh, and he wanted to be a good guy for a bit. And he was. He's also teamed up and done good guy things. But his first run with the X-Men, I quite liked, especially during World War Hulk. He showed up and went toe-to-toe with the Hulk. But I think Sidorak was like letting him go because he wasn't doing good. Or wasn't doing bad, I should say. So he was getting weaker and weaker, and I think he ended up turning back. He obviously did turn back to evil. I'm not sure. But no, I haven't checked out the current stuff yet, and I should at some point, because I do. Actually, I'm a big fan. Sabretooth and Juggernaut are two of my favorite X-Men villains, and I really liked both their turn. I liked when Sabretooth was affected by Axis and stuck around as a hero as well. So
They bounce here, there, and everywhere. On the adventures
Gummy
of
bears.
the Gummy Bears, when a human drank gummy bear juice, this happened.
they farted. I legit don't know.
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is based.
Except the gummy bears drank gummy berry juice, they bounced all around. If a human drank gummy berry juice, they didn't turn into a bear? I literally don't know.
What is they got stronger or got super strength temporarily?
That is true.
And of course, when a gummy bear drinks the juice, they just get bouncy. The Joker for 800. In the 1973 story, The Joker's Five-Way Revenge, in Batman issue number 251, these two comic legends were the creative team behind redefining the Joker as a homicidal maniac.
Danny O'Neill and Art Adams? That is a guess.
Who are Neil Adams and Denny O'Neill. Secret silhouettes.
What? Educated guess, I should say, but yeah.
For 800. Name the character in this
They
silhouette
died.
who happens to be the X-Men receptionist at the Jean Grey School for Higher Learning.
Who's the receptionist? Dupe is the receptionist?
And clearly, who is Dupe?
Clearly.
Super siblings for 800.
You guys remember?
These brothers.
Remember the old X-Force that became X-Statics? I want to say Mike Allred did it, but maybe it was just an Allred style. That's where Dupe was introduced. Wasn't even necessarily in the main continuity, but then it was.
One a hero and the other a villain were first introduced in Avengers number 9 and number 52, respectively.
That's Wonder Man and the Grim Reaper. These last couple questions have been worth
Who are Wonder
800.
Man and Grim Reaper. Kings of Snark for 800. This foul-mouthed, cigar-smoking character first appeared in Adventure into Fear number 19 in
Foul is the key word there.
And later had a George Lucas-produced feature-length film in the 1980s.
For an $800 question, you gave us way too much. It's Howard the Duck.
Who is Howard the Duck? A movie that I know Guy is impatiently waiting for a reboot of. Respect Your Elders for 800.
I think I might have lost track of a couple hundred points.
And has ruled over the fictional nation of Kandak.
That is Black Adam.
Who is Black Adam, or Teth Adam?
I was going to say Teth Adam.
The Disney Afternoon for 800.
Tailspin.
Tailspin was inspired by the 1967 Disney film The Jungle Book. And these three characters in Tailspin appeared in that movie.
Baloo, Shere Khan, and Louie.
Who are Baloo, Louie, and Shere Khan.
And Don Quixote.
And that takes us through the 800-point round and into the 1,000-point questions.
When I was a kid, I didn't appreciate Tailspin as much. And I feel like I appreciate it more now that I'm older, but I also have not revisited it at all.
So good luck. The Joker for 1,000. Appearing in the 1966 Batman television series, the Joker was portrayed by this legendary actor.
Cesar Romero, and he refused to shave his mustache. If you look closely,
Who
you don't
is
look
Cesar
closely.
Romero?
It's just there.
And an extra 1,000 points to you if you can name every Joker live-action actor. Leave it in the comments below. And don't...
I'm not going to cheat. Cesar Romero, Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger. Mark Hamill did the voice in the first episode of Birds of Prey. Can't remember who actually played him. The guy that played Boner on Growing Pains played the Joker in a fan film about Batman vs. Aliens. I can't think of the guy's name. He played Druig in the Eternals, and he played Joker in the Batman. I'm sure there's another live-action Joker I'm missing somewhere. Oh, Jared Leto. I won't get my extra bonus 1,000. Respect him for that. I do and I don't. I think it's awesome. And he's like, I'm not shaving my mustache. I will just paint over it. He nailed it. He was a hell of a Joker, especially because it was 66, like for the time.
Secret silhouettes for 1,000. Name the character in this silhouette. A lesser-known villain from the Doom Patrol.
Is it going to be Animal, Vegetable, Mineral Man? It's Big Metal Dick Guy.
And if you're a Doom Patrol fan, that is obviously Codpiece. Super siblings for 1,000.
Shit.
These genetically engineered twin Marvel villains can project energy blast, but only while in physical contact with each other.
Genetically engineered. So it's, villains. I was thinking North Star and Aurora, but they're mutants. Is that the Fenris?
Who are the Fenris twins,
Von
or
Strucker.
the Von Strucker twins? Kings of Snark for 1,000. This wisecracking, goggled thief turned hero often annoys his allies as much as the villains he's fighting.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was reading the comment. They have the sculpted on. That's awesome. The sculpted mustache on the action figure. That's the way to do it, because it's true to what it was. Wisecracking, goggled thief turned hero often annoys his allies as much as the villains he's fighting. Feel like I'm going to feel dumb on this one, but maybe not.
Who is Plastic Man? A favorite character of
I
our
do
good
feel
friend
dumb.
Roberto. Respect Your Elders for 1,000.
I feel very dumb.
This immortal villain first appeared in Green Lantern in 1943 and claims to have been Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, Genghis Khan, Blackbeard, and many others.
Gotta be Vandal Savage, right? Vandal Savage.
Vandal Savage. And finally, our last 1,000-point question.
Gargoyles.
The Disney Afternoon.
Give me a Gargoyles
for
question.
1,000. Running through the majority of the 1990s, the Disney Afternoon included shows like DuckTales, Tailspin, and Gargoyles. These two shows were the last shows to air in 1999.
The Goof Troop and Bonkers?
What are Hercules and Doug?
Fuck off.
Okay, guys, that will wrap it up and bring us to Final Jeopardy.
Love
I'm
bonkers,
sure you know
you
how
guys.
it works, but feel free to wager any number of points you've earned in the
I have
previous
11,000
round on the Final Jeopardy category of comic book magazines. And don't forget 2 things. First, leave your final score in the comments below, please. It's always a lot of fun for us to see how you guys did.
11,000. If the answer's not wizard, I feel like I'm not going to be good. Bonkers was fun. You guys remember Raw Tunage, where Bonkers spun out of? Doug was Disney for like 1 or 2 seasons, then it went to Nickelodeon or wherever it was, or vice versa. Doug either started Disney or ended Disney. But yeah, Raw Tunage had Marsupilami, which Marsupilami I thought was just this short thing in Raw Tunage. But like Marsupilami is this Belgian comic book akin to like Tintin or something, but more wacky, going back to like the 50s. I had no idea Marsupilami was this huge thing in Europe. Doug ended at Disney. You're putting down all your points? I'm going to put down 6,000 points.
And don't forget, we started a Facebook group. So if you guys want to pop over there, join up, and talk about all things comic and nerd related with us, we would love to have you. A link to the group should be in the description of the video below. Now for Final Jeopardy, featuring artwork from Frank Frazetta, H.R. Geiger, Mobius, and more. Heavy Metal Magazine has been a sci-fi fantasy comic book institution since 1977. Interestingly, this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle co-creator purchased the magazine for $500,000 in 1992, which he owned through the year 2014.
It's Kevin Eastman. I've been reading this encyclopedia, and I've been learning a lot of like Ninja Turtle history outside of the Ninja Turtles itself.
Who is Kevin Eastman?
This thing is awesome.
50-50 shot of guessing this one if you knew the creators of TMNT.
I had a 100% shot of getting this one because I knew the goddamn answer.
Hey everyone, it's Guy, and I am back.
17,000. Man, Eastman like just threw away a lot of money from the Ninja Turtles. It turns out he didn't really throw it away, but he did whole Tundra Publishing and lost a bunch of money there, and then he actually bought something else, and like Heavy Metal kind of just came with it, is my understanding. But he did that to buy Heavy Metal and to keep Heavy Metal alive because he liked Heavy Metal, and it's a whole thing about art and stuff. I've also, it's up there. I'm not going to stand up and get it because I'm wearing my underwear. But the new it's not new. The IDW Ninja Turtle series. I just got the first collected edition for Christmas. One of the best things I've ever read. So I ordered the second one. The second one's on its way. There's like 18 volumes, which is like, oh, that's like but the nice hardcovers, they sit nice on a shelf, but it like collects the first 12 issues as well as a bunch of other stuff. But just Eastman worked on that series, but it brings in like things from every iteration of the Turtles, but makes it this whole new thing with new stuff. I thoroughly enjoyed the IDW Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm like 12, 13 years, 18. I don't know when it came out. I'm several years late to the party, but Tellus is phoning me. I own the dope book that he and one of the artists from Heavy Metal did called Body Count. Nice. Eastman was the sleazy looking dude, yeah. He had like a mustache and long hair, and then Peter Laird kind of looked like this guy Wozniak. Like, they were very different, not very different in age, but it was interesting how different they were in age. And just the story of Mirage Studios, like, because they did Gobbledygook, which was their little first thing with Fugitoid and the Tale of Fugitoid, and they were literally like photocopying these things. They were at the Kinko's or whatever, making photocopies of these smaller comics to sell. And then they only had like a 3,000 print run of the Ninja Turtles. They borrowed the money from Eastman's uncle, and they put together some money and then got a loan from the uncle and had a little bit of money left over, so they didn't advertise it. Oh, the story of the Ninja Turtles is so good, so amazing. Like, I think I'm more enamored with the story behind the Ninja Turtles than I am the Ninja Turtles. The original, because the original run goes in some directions and makes some choices. Something when Easton rubs you the wrong way, yeah, I could see that. Did he treat Laird really poorly? I know they kind of just went in different directions. They must have had a falling out at some point, but like I believe it was Laird bought out Eastman at one point, but then even like I think they had a really good style that worked together in making a comic while they were fucking around and doing nothing. And then I think they had very different styles when it came to actually running a business. And same thing that I was talking about with Rob Liefeld earlier, like he just exploded to fame and everything so quickly. And then that was kind of the same thing with Mirage. It went from these two guys independently publishing to all of a sudden having this multi-million-dollar media corporation because they were involved in the cartoon and the toys and licensing out to Archie. Like the Archie comics were actually done in-house at Mirage, and then Archie was just printing them, so they were responsible for so many things. And I think they didn't grow to that point. And then also, sadly, maybe not sadly, because maybe they were a one-trick pony with the Turtles, but like they had other artists come in. Everything they did just failed. Not quite, I shouldn't say failed, it didn't crash and burn, but Mirage tried several things that weren't Ninja Turtles, but the only thing that really they did of any note was the Ninja Turtles.
Video out for the week. Do me a favor.
No. Which is rude. Rude of me to not do Comic Guy Wozniak a favor, but 2 days ago. Who's that?
The future.
I've not heard that sound in years.
Have you heard about Ryoko?
60? What do you mean 60? We can't do 60 questions. That's crazy. Yeah, I know it's the 10th episode, but 60 questions? Really?
Is that more?
Okay. Here we go.
We had a double Jeopardy today.
What?
Does TMNT still hold the record for most successful independent movie? I'd say it has. That's the other thing, too. I forgot Golden Harvest was this independent company that made the movie. Which is like, what? Why did they... Like, how did that all happen? It's all in this book. But that's just wild. That, like, just... How everything worked was just so wild. Like, why weren't big studios... I think other studios funded it, but, like, why... Nah... But yes, it's got to be. And then they turned around the second movie in like under a year. Love the Turtles.
What is up, everyone?
My favorite Turtle movie is the one that came out in like 2007, that animated one. That was the best Ninja. If we're not counting Batman and the Ninja Turtles, because Batman and the Ninja Turtles, the animated movie, is so much better than it has any right to be. I didn't say the categories.
Category 1 for this week's episode is Doctor Strange, and this category was voted on and selected by those channel members that I mentioned previously.
Might not do so good in the Doctor Strange.
Beat out Thor and Iron Man in the members' poll, so we will have a series of questions all about the Sorcerer Supreme, Doctor Strange. Category 2 this week is nicknames, and yeah, as you can guess, this category will be covering the nicknames of all of our favorite comic book characters that they have gone by over the years.
Like Webhead,
Category number
Shellhead.
3 is going to be whereabouts. And in this one, I'll give you some clues that focus on locations and
they did have a cool design. And
in the world of comics. Category 4 this week is power couples, and we will be doing a series of questions.
I think that design was taken from what the comic books were at the time, which I think is the IDW series.
Category 5 is a fun one. Sure. It's super accessories, and these clues will be all about the tools, the gadgets, and the accessories that heroes and maybe even villains.
It was actually my kid. It was one of the DVDs we had in the car, and we drive around and watch Batman and the Ninja Turtles. Well, he would. I'd listen to it. I heard it several times. It's one of the movies I've heard more than I've seen. But it wasn't Kevin Conroy, but that's when I kind of realized I could do a decent Batman voice. Because there's this one scene where Robin shows up and like kicks the crap out of Michelangelo. There's something and they end up on top of him, and Batman shows up and he says, "Get off Robin, now." So I'd start saying that and repeating it to my kid because that was funny. And a few other lines from that movie. And that's when I realized I could do a Batman voice. It's actually not that long ago. Well, 5 or 6 years ago at this point. The book is a fun read as well. I heard it was really fun. Eastman did the art for the third book. Because, yeah, there were 3 series. Okay, laters. Stumbler. Didn't even know you're here. Also, King Thick. King Thick is here. Welcome aboard. I own a dope book. Oh, that was you earlier. It's in that body count. Okay, you've been here for a bit. Sorry for not acknowledging you sooner. How's it going, Stumbler? I don't know if you just popped in to say laters or if you said something earlier too, and I didn't see it. Sometimes I'm not the best at keeping up with the chat, especially without my glasses on. Anyway, let's full screen this thing and get into some more Jeopardy. I'm a bit of a TMNT fan. Me too. I don't know if you were here, like I was talking, this Ultimate Visual History? This thing is so wicked, and then I've been diving down the rabbit hole on a bunch of videos on the TMNT Nexus YouTube channel. They're just going over a lot of the history and stuff behind the scenes, as well as other things like the Shredder and how he came back and he was a bunch of worms and shit. I read The Last Ronin. Yes, to answer your question. I was following it when it came out, and then I decided not to buy it month to month. And as soon as it came out in trade paperback, I got it, I think. I don't seem to have it. But I've definitely read it. I really enjoyed The Last Ronin, but I do need to revisit it because it was awesome. Bye, Ford Sinclair. Hey there. Love your videos. Well, thank you very much. I love that comment. Super lame thing to say. Not you saying you love my videos. That's the best thing in the world anybody can say because my videos are great. I like the first 2 crossovers. Body count with Simon Bisley. That's the other thing is like in the first several issues of like Savage Dragon, the Ninja Turtles are just there because they were just like, here, use them. They had a bunch of crossovers and they had like people coming over and creating new characters because there was a time where Eastman and Laird weren't doing any of the Ninja Turtles, and they had the guest era. There's guest writers and guest artists, and they were just doing stuff. And then that, because they were, like I said, not doing business necessarily properly, or not knowing how to do business, they wanted to also be like, hey, you guys are artists, here you go. They didn't want to be like the big companies. They were trying to be Image just a few years before Image. And then because of that, there weren't proper deals in place and stuff like that, and that makes paying royalties and stuff with reprinting some of this things just a headache and hard to track down, especially when you're reprinting overseas and things like that. And the guy that did Cerberus, there was a crossover with the Ninja Turtles and Cerberus, and I guess a couple of characters were introduced in that. And then the licensing for Cerberus, they don't have it for overseas. They've worked out a deal so they can reprint those issues for America. But then if you're looking to reread something with all these specific characters, getting stuff reprinted overseas in Europe and stuff is an impossibility. So they had to make a new issue that retells the same story, but then doesn't have the Cerberus stuff in it. Like, it's just because they didn't dot their T's and cross their I's, vice versa. There were some headaches involved. It's one of those ones I stare when I go to the comics shop, talk myself out of buying. Savage Dragon TMT crossovers were weird. Well, I remember even just way back when I read the Savage the Dragon Destroyer Duck crossover. No. It was whatever it was the Savage. Yeah, Destroyer Duck was there. And it was the official crossover with Savage Dragon and Spider-Man and Howard the Duck, where Gerber stole Howard the Duck and brought him over to the Image universe. And in that, Savage Dragon's like running through the city, and the Ninja Turtles were just there. They were a part of this crossover without even, they were like, hey, we're the Ninja Turtle. It's like, what? What are you doing? But they had permission and stuff to do it, so it was just weird. Savage Dragon is weird. Anyway, this is what I fucking love. This is what this channel's about. This is why I come to do live streams, so I can just chat with you guys and rant and rave about fucking comic books and stuff while also playing some trivia.
Villains rely on from one issue to next. And
I
finally,
am
category 6
weird.
for this week's
Swampy
episode is
Armpits.
going to be Seeing Red, a series of questions all about comic book characters that are red or have some sort of red theme.
If anybody is a longtime fan of this channel and my other channel that I started on, Swampy Armpits is Jakey Biscuits, you guys.
Now, with all of that out of the way, let me hand control of the game board over to my good friend and co-host Matt, and he will run you through some questions.
I don't give a shit.
Hey guys, I'm Matt, and I hope you're excited to play a game of Comic Book Jeopardy!
No, just
Dr.
ask me the
Strange
question.
for 100. Doctor Strange's first comic book appearance was Strange Tales number 110 from this comic book publisher.
What is Marvel Comics?
What is, of course, Marvel Comics?
I know it's the cupcake. Oh, that was only 100 points.
Nicknames for 100. This Marvel legend is often called the Webhead or Web Slinger.
Spider-Man.
Of course, who is Spider-Man? Whereabouts for 100. This fictional city is where DC Comics hero Batman, aka Bruce Wayne, makes his home.
What is Gotham City?
What is Gotham City?
Iron Fist is Webhead.
Power
That'd be
couples
funny.
for 100. This power couple includes a Man of Steel and an award-winning investigative journalist.
Superman and Lois Lane.
Who are Superman, or Clark Kent, and Lois Lane.
Well, Clark Kent isn't the Man of Steel,
Super
though.
accessories for 100. Wrapping people in its coils, Wonder Woman uses this accessory like a lie detector.
It's the lasso of truth, but I got really excited there for a second and thought it was going to be Constrictor.
What is the lasso of truth?
It's a fun fact, which he's probably about to say. The guy that created Wonder Woman is also the guy that invented the lie detector test.
First appearing in All-Star Comics number 8 way back in 1941. Seeing Red for 100. First appearing in Captain America Comics number 1 in 1941. This red-hued villain's real name is Johann Schmidt.
The Red Skull.
Who is the Red Skull? And that's it for the 100-point cupcake.
I do like it better with the background music.
I hope
He
you win
didn't.
6 out of 6 on those.
He pointed it out.
But if not, don't worry, there's plenty more clues coming. Doctor Strange for 200. This mystical mentor from the Himalayas trains Stephen Strange in the magical arts and bestows him the title Sorcerer Supreme.
Be the Ancient One. The Ancient One.
Who is the Ancient One? Nicknames for 200. The Cape Crusader or the Dark Knight. He's more commonly known as this.
Batman.
Who is Batman? Also known as the world's greatest detective. Whereabouts for 200. This city is home to LexCorp, the Daily Planet, and of course Superman and Lois Lane.
What is Metropolis, Delaware?
What is Metropolis? Power couples for 200.
The Yeti.
At this power couple's first
Umaro.
meeting, she said, "Face it, Tiger.
You just
hit the jackpot."
That's Peter Parker, Mary Jane. Spider-Man, Mary Jane.
Who are Spider-Man or Peter Parker?
Now I can just
Mary
picture
Jane.
Umaro being the one that trained Doctor Strange.
Super accessories for 200. In some stories, Spider-Man organically creates webs and fires them from his wrists. But originally, Peter Parker invented this device to swing from web lines.
His web shooters.
Does it feel like your brand gets lost?
Every
in
time I
sales
pause it.
season, while others get the clicks, stop losing money, brand visibility, and customers. It's time to get Canva.
What
Canva
are
Pro? No.
web shooters?
Web shooters. I don't like
See
organic
Red
webs
for
at
200.
all.
She was first introduced as a member of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants in X-Men number 4 back in 1964.
The Scarlet Witch.
Who is Scarlet Witch? Doctor Strange for 300.
Metropolis is in Illinois?
Side, this loyal ally has served as Strange's assistant, confidant, and bodyguard.
Wong.
Who is Wong?
I know in the new movie it's in Delaware.
Standing for truth, justice, and the American way, this hero is often called the Man of Steel.
John Henry Irons. Just kidding, Superman.
Who is Superman? I've also heard him called the Big Boy Scout.
Big Blue Boy Scout, come on.
Whereabouts for 300?
300, gotta adjust my math.
This 35-floor structure in Manhattan is home to Marvel Comics' first family.
The Baxter Building.
What is the Baxter Building?
I was thinking 4 Freedoms Plaza, but that was built because it was bigger than the 35
He's
stories.
been known as a card-slinging scoundrel, and she's a Southern belle with a draining reputation.
It's Gambit and Rogue, and they're married now?
Who are Gambit and Rogue?
I've been bitten by spiders and then couldn't shoot webs, but never made web shooters.
Captain America is well known for wielding this accessory, a disc-shaped item made from vibranium alloy.
Vibranium? His shield. Captain America's shield.
What is a shield? Seen red for 300. The most widely known version of this character, Barry Allen, is famously seen speeding around the world in a bright red costume.
It's the Scarlet Speedster, The Flash.
Who is the Flash? Of course, Barry Allen wasn't the first Flash. That would be Jay Garrick.
Yes.
Doctor Strange for 400.
And after Barry Allen disappeared in Crisis on Infinite Earths, he appeared briefly in the Marvel Universe, unofficially. Running a race up in space with, like, Quasar and shit. He's like, I don't remember my name. It's something like Buried Alien? Should do a video about that. Maybe not.
Doctor Strange.
Wally West is more, like, that's one of the things I wish they could have let lie. Like, I don't know why Jeff Johns had to go bring Barry Allen back with Flash Rebirth. Like, I get the Hal Jordan thing, and I do get return to a status quo, but some things supplant the status quo. Like Blue Beast. Beast became blue. And he went back to human, but then he went back to blue, and he stayed blue. He's white now, I guess. But it's like Barry Allen left, and like Wally West, and so many people came in, and, you know, Wally West was their Flash for years. Like, it was so long. I don't think Barry Allen needed to have come back.
Lives in this building located
That'd be a cool video. Someone's been up here for a long time.
Greenwich Village.
The Sanctum Sanctorum. Sorry, I should be paying some attention to the, or not, the Sanctum Sanctorum, which is in the Spider-Man game, and it's so fun to swing by that.
What is the...
There are also several times where just like Clark Kent and the artist was just having fun, but like clearly draws Clark Kent in the background of Marvel Comics. It's happened like a lot.
The Sanctum Sanctorum.
Because when did the Flash showcase number 4 or whatever would have come back in the 60s? We'll say 62. Might have been before that even. And then, yeah, 86 when Crisis on Infinite Earths happened. So we'll even give them, we'll say 26 years. 86, 96, 2006. Like, when did Rebirth happen? Yeah, like. Yeah, I think Wally would have been. It's close, if not the same, if not longer. Yeah, Wally, like, but just. It's Wally. Let Wally be Wally. And then Wally died, and then Impulse is always in the Flash, and he didn't last very long at all. Did Impulse ever come back, Bart Allen? Or did he stay dead? The Tick. That's... I would like an encyclopedia like this for The Tick and Ben Edlund. I love... That's one of those other things. Like, I think I like the story behind The Tick more than I like The Tick, but I love The Tick. Patrick Warburton series was the best. It's because The Tick is awesome. Hated what they did to Impulse. Well, he became the Flash, and then, like, the Rogues beat him to death shortly before Final Crisis, right?
Nicknames for 400.
Hidden Easter egg.
This golden-haired hero is known as the God of Thunder.
Thor.
Who is Thor? Whereabouts for 400. Home to Quasar, Shanna the She-Devil, and Sauron. This
Sauron.
fictional land is a tropical region hidden in
And
Antarctica.
Brainchild, the Savage Land. And Tylock,
What
the
is
chicken
the
cow.
Savage Lands? And don't forget his loyal saber-toothed tiger sidekick,
Zabu.
Zabu.
Who could forget
Power
Zabu?
couples for 400. Considered the X-Men's power couple, they met at Xavier's school in the comic book X-Men #1 in 1963.
That is Iceman and Angel. It's Jean Grey and Scott Summers.
Who are Cyclops and Jean Grey. Super accessories for 400. Several villains have tossed these devices at Spider-Man over the years, including the Green Goblin and Hobgoblin.
Pumpkin bombs.
What are pumpkin bombs?
What do you mean several villains
What
have
about
tossed those?
Jack-O-Lantern? Did he toss pumpkin bombs too?
Pumpkin bombs?
Anyone remember that guy?
I remember.
Seeing Red for
Jack-O-Lantern.
400. Also known as General Thaddeus
Thunderbolt
Ross. He creates a formula to turn himself into this gamma-powered creature.
Who is the Red Abomination? The Red Hulk.
What is the Red Hulk?
They went to jazz
And
clubs.
that brings us
They went
the
to
final
Harry's
countdown,
Hideaway.
And things are about to get interesting. Doctor Strange for 500. What's that sound? That's the sound of a daily double.
Oh, fuck.
And this is the first time we've had daily doubles in Comic Book Jeopardy. So here's how it works. You can wager any number of points you've earned so far on a clue from the category of Doctor Strange.
Doctor
If you
Strange.
get it right, add that total to your current score. If you have less than 1,000 points, you can wager up to 1,000 points on this clue as well.
I'm only going to
If you get
wager
it wrong,
1,000.
Don't worry about taking points away, because as we always say, losing points is no fun. And now for the clue in the
I've gotten them all. I don't think I've gotten one wrong yet, but dude, Doctor Strange, 500. I'm going to wager 1,000.
Doctor Strange category. This iconic and magical artifact is often seen worn around the neck of the Sorcerer Supreme.
The Eye of Agamotto.
What is the Eye of Agamotto?
Should have known it would be an easy
Or
one.
Agamotto? Nicknamed for
Agamotto.
500.
Agamotto.
This Marvel villain is often referred to as the Mad Titan.
And he is inevitable. Thanos.
Who is Thanos?
It's a good question. Who is Thanos? Jesus Christ. Thanos. I'm not wrong there. It's Thanos, right? About to get killed in Marvel Rivals.
500. An altered
I should
dimension
play
within the
Marvel
Marvel
Rivals. Check it out at
multiverse.
least.
This bizarre realm is home to heroes such as Longshot and Shatterstar.
What is the Mojoverse?
What is Mojo World or the Mojoverse?
Thank you.
Power couples for 500. Their relationship began long before their coronation, and these two were betrothed since childhood as part of a human tradition.
Was that Black Bolt and Medusa? Blackagar Boltagan and Medusa?
Or Black Bolt and Medusa.
Never
Super
big
accessories for
Inhuman
500.
fan.
This goofy accessory was made famous in the 1966 Batman movie, which Batman used while on a rope ladder hanging under the
The
Batcopter.
back repellent shark spray. Is Thanos in? Or Doctor Strange
What is
is in Marvel Rivals and he uses the Eye of Agamotto and
I
shouts
love
it.
that. Seeing Red for 500. This half demon has a right hand made of unbreakable stone.
Hellboy.
And he has a massive revolver called the Samaritan.
Another thing, I never got terribly into the Hellboy comics, but I loved those
Who
Hellboy
is
movies.
Hellboy.
Well, the Goon. Anybody ever read the Goon? Somewhere I read some of the Goon, and I really wanted to enjoy it, and I just kind of didn't get into it as much as I thought I could. But I really wanted to get a big fan of the Goon. Shout out to the chat for being one of Earth's mightiest subscribers. Thank you very much, Corey Sims. Sorry, I need my glasses. I can read the comments. I can't read. Is the Goon pricey? I don't buy too many individual comics. I just get the trade paperbacks and collector editions. Or the Marvel Unlimited app. Such a money saver when it comes to reading comics. But then, like I said, this Ninja Turtles IDW, like, it was so good to just have a physical comic in my hand again. Though I do need to get, like, a lamp over by my bed, because I had to get up to turn off my light. You guys, can you understand that? Even the trade paperbacks are pricey? Maybe I should I find that fascinating when, like, a trade paperback is all of a sudden valuable and worth a shitload. Like, I discovered... Do I have it right here? Like, I bought this as a trade paperback to read. Oop, Freddy, I should be more careful with it. Freddy versus Jason versus Ash. Does it have a price tag? Do I see what I paid? I paid probably $21.99, except, no, at the time, the store I was buying this from sold the trade paperbacks for U.S. prices. Sold them all for the U.S. prices. So I bought this for $17.99 Canadian, and this was a few years ago, I looked, it was like a couple $100. I was like, it's a trade paperback, you guys. I can't get it back on my shelf, and I'm bending it. I am bending it. I am. Accidentally folding it around my copy of The Walking Dead trade paperback, Volume 1. Except what's so special about this one, you guys? Signed by Robbie Kirks. A buddy of mine went to Comic-Con several years ago, and I watered his plants while he was away, and he waited in line and got me a signed copy of that. Something's dinging. And the guy's like, oh, are you a big fan of my stuff? And he's like, I don't know, my buddy just says you're awesome because of Invincible. And Robert Kirkman was like, oh, and this was like, Robert Kirkman was not, like, I don't even know if the Walking Dead show had started yet at this point. So Robert Kirkman was just like, I'm Robert Kirkman. I'm sure that's exactly how he was. But I do appreciate that. Thank you, Armstrong, my buddy, for getting me that. Doubt you're watching, but if you are, shoot me a text. The body count book is 2K on Amazon? What? Goon and Hellboy had a fight. Low print runs. Since they're independent. I guess I do get that, but I just... Yeah. You know what I would like? If I guess, like, a dream trade paperback I would like. I'm not even a big fan of the Squadron Supreme, but I would like that first run print of the Squadron Supreme that Mark Grunwald had his blood put into the ink. I just think that would be... Sounds morbid actually saying it out loud, but I think that would be cool. Like, that one should be highly sought after and highly valued. Hellboy beat him like he stole something. I bought the first appearance of the Goon accidentally off the stands back in the day, still shocked at his current... Well, now you kind of want me to dig through my boxes and see if I have my Goon trade paperback. I know it's not here, I haven't seen it, but I've unloaded comics from time to time. I've never unloaded my trade paperbacks. So theoretically somewhere I should still have the Goon trade paperback. Enough playing around, I'm just getting my glasses. So, you'll see a light reflecting in my glasses. Hellboy beat him. I bought the first appearance of the Goon. Yep, body count. I ordered a used copy of Rob Schraub art. Scud the Disposable Assassin. That's something else I want. Because you know who worked with Rob Schraub? I can't even read with these. I just can't read, I guess. Dan Harmon, the creator of Community and Rick and Morty, apparently also helped on Scud the Disposable Assassin. When I learned that, I was like, really? $20 5 years ago because it looked cool. Something else, like I didn't know. If I didn't know about the speculator market and shit, like I didn't care. I unloaded, I had Young Avengers and I sold them. Then they'd be coming up on value. But like, I hunted down all 12 issues of Secret Wars like 20 years ago just because, I thought this would be a neat thing to have. Because back then I was like more individual issues. I didn't like the trade paperbacks. I wanted to read Secret Wars. So I hunted down each of the issues and I ended up getting number 8 for like under $20. I feel like it was maybe $13. So for like under $100, I got all 12 issues. And now I have them. Same, I remember I paid $10 for Wolverine number 10, which is the first fight between Wolverine and Sabretooth. I'm not sure it's like a skyrocketing thing, but it's just something I have. One of my professors at LA Film School worked on Rick and Morty. Nice. Is Scud any good? I don't know. You'll have to ask. Apparently, it's a lot of fun, actually. It's a tongue-in-cheek sense of humor. I like the design of Scud. And I remember years ago, going way back, there was, I believe they were like, some toy line came and they made a Scud the Disposable Assassin toy, and they made a Tick and an Arthur, and I think there was a Dick Tracy, and they had a bunch of these independent comics, and I was part of the superhero hype forums at the time, the message forums, and this guy was in there, but they ended up like not making the toys, and they made so many promises they couldn't deliver on, and we just fucking ragged on this guy so hard for being a piece of shit. And I do partially associate that with Scud the Disposable Assassin. So for that reason, I kind of think, even though like Scud the Disposable Assassin absolutely perfectly lends himself to being an action figure. He's was it Legendary Heroes action figure series? Well, I remember because it was Legendary Heroes, the one that Toy Biz did, like right at the same time towards the tail end of Marvel Legends. They did, and that's something else I got rid of and I shouldn't have. Like I had the Build-A-Figure of Monkey Man, and I had the Build-A-Figure of the Pit, and I had all those figures, and I got rid of them all, and I wish I hadn't. You were part of the superhero hype forum for a bit? You think you got banned? How long ago was it, and what was your name? I was Roughneck. I was a pretty big part of those forums, and semi-recently I discovered them again, and it's all still there. So it's like I had... Get out of here, cat. I've been having some crazy times rereading some of my old posts from way back then. It's kind of nuts, some of the stuff I thought and said. I know that Pit is like $500. It's ridiculous. It was actually right before COVID. I got rid of a shitload of action figures, and I didn't do it in the right way. I had Build-A-Figure Sentinels from Marvel Legends Wave 10. I had every Marvel Legend fucking ever. I had a shitload of of all my regrets, and I've got a lot. Scourge 2099, mid 2000s. I was there. I spent a lot of my time in the products forum. There's me and Saint 553 and Fear the Bat and Spidey Boy 1111. God, I still keep in touch with Spidey Boy and Saint 553. Not as much, but we're on Facebook. God, the superhero hypes, man. I used to spend so much time. Like I worked in a hotel. I worked the night shift, so I had free time and free access to a computer. And I just spent a shitload of my night in the superhero hype forums. Takes me back. Art on Scud was good. Story was all over the place. A spin-off series, La Casa Nostra, but the Android Mafia was much better. Can't remember my name was on those forums. I never would have thought of that again. Mid-2000s. Nostroid. Like I said, I wasn't a moderator or anything, but yeah, like I said, I kind of hid out in the products forums a lot of the time, but I like superhero hype. Getting paid to argue with people over comic books. Exactly. I was lucky. And I think about that job and I was like, fuck, I wish I was doing this YouTube thing back then, because I could just live stream all night. But I was like, realistically, I could bring my laptop in. I could have so much. I've thought about, because I do need money to survive, and YouTube is not paying any bills for me, which is fine. The YouTube thing is more about a hobby and fun and just getting to have conversations like this, because I don't have enough people in my real life that want to talk about comic books. I start talking about Ghost Rider, my buddy Kevin's like, fuck. So that's what the YouTube is about. But if I had that job still, which wouldn't pay enough nowadays, but I just have my entire night free, essentially, right? To just work on everything. I could crank out a couple more videos a week if I just had that much time to dedicate to it outside of my regular working hours. Like I've often thought, like I should just go get a job as a security guard or something. But I would need to actually be guaranteed to get money from YouTube. That said, you can become a YouTube channel member for Haussmann Comics for $1 a month. Canadian. So it's like 87 cents American. And you get to see my videos early if I actually make them. That's about the only perk, so don't worry about it. But if you want to, that'd be great. Or whatever. Just watching the videos is awesome. Anyway, I feel like such a shill every time I ask anybody for anything. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Who is Hellboy? Back to Jeopardy.
Now, as you know, this episode will feature another entire round But before we get to Double Jeopardy, a quick message about our 10,000 subscriber giveaway. So listen up.
Are the superhero hype forums still going?
The channel hits 10,000 subscribers. This is the 1982's Wolverine miniseries, issues 1 through 4.
Do you owe more than $10,000?
I do, actually.
Like credit cards, payday loans, or lines of credit?
I'm fucking in debt up to my eyeballs. I'm working with Harrison Partners. So don't advertise to me. Is the superhero hype forums up and running still? I don't know if I have the email. I don't know if I have the anything. I remember that when I was looking for my old thing, there was a thread that I came across that said, "Where's Roughneck?" Because I guess I must have just disappeared and stopped. That said, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, I miss the old forums, but at the same time, like, they're just not the same as they used to be. But Discord is great. And I have a Discord. I think I'm going to be shifting my Discord over to a different Discord because I'm part of a bigger hub Discord, but it's kind of getting not overwhelmed, but I shared it with this other guy who's become a much bigger creator, and he's all about Japanese and Korean music and stuff, so there's not much crossover in our fan base. So it's just me and Uncle Fart and Zeus. And there's like 4 or 5 of us in there, and it's really fun. So if you do want a much more smaller, intimate type thing, join my Discord. Jeopardy.
The first category in this Double Jeopardy round is Wolverine Part 2. And why is it Part 2? Well, we had a Wolverine category back in episode 2.
Or it's just questions about the second Wolverine movie, The Wolverine.
We revisit Weapon X himself, and we have another Wolverine category.
I'm old. What's a Discord? Exactly. That is how I feel about it.
Double Jeopardy will be nicknames 2.
Unless you're legit asking.
As in also. And yeah, we did nicknames in the first round, but I thought of so many nicknames that we're going to do 5 more questions in
CJ on Discord?
Category number 3
well, we'll be waiting for you.
Duos. And this is all about comic book teams consisting of a pair of heroes, or heck, who knows, maybe even villains.
Sabretooth and Constrictor.
We'll see what the questions might be. Category number 4 is going to be comic book movie sequels. And all of these questions will pertain to comic book movies, but not the original. All the questions will only pertain to
Darkman
sequels.
2? There's a new Darkman coming.
Be 2 of a kind. And what we have here are questions about characters who are
legit
more
asking.
or less the same, or at least...
I was thinking about that. I was like, I wonder if he's legit asking. I don't know if this is going to be a good description of it or not. Here's my phone. Where's my camera? Right there. That's Discord. Oh my god, this isn't a good description of it. So, you can be part of several different Discords. Like, this one is my buddy Keegan's Discord. That's my Discord there. I haven't set it up. That's the big hub I'm a part of. That's another Discord I have for some reason. And this one's a bunch of friends I met way back when I Twitch streamed. And you can click on which one you want. Like, I'll click on the big hub there. And then you go in, and there's different... So it's like the message forums. Like right here, we got general chat, out and about, music chat, gaming chat, sports. Except as you go into each one, instead of there being a bunch of subheadings in that, there's just one big conversation. So you scroll down to the Haussmann Comics hub. There's Hauss chat, Hauss YouTube videos, what? Well, these have been shifted around in the order. Comic Talk, where Uncle Fart says, you think you might do a Sal Buscema music video in the future? Not music video, Haussmann video, because Sal Buscema died, actually. Video suggestions, thought experiments, where we talked about if The Bar with No Name was Cheers, and which villain would be playing which role. Juggernaut is Norm. Thought experiments, television programs, cinema discussion, what Hauss read today, video games. So basically, if you just want to talk about video games or talk about comics, it's like a giant forum. But I've been into so many of them where there's like thousands of people, and it's like, oh, this fucking sucks. It's just too much, and you get lost in the weeds. That's why I really like my Discord. Like I said, there's about 5 of us in there, and it's just nice and intimate, and I don't get lost in the weeds, and a conversation doesn't disappear from day to day. Like some days, Zeus will say something on Monday, I'll say something on Tuesday, and Fart will say something on Wednesday, and that's how the conversation goes, and it's fucking perfect. So that's why I don't always plug my Discord very much, because I kind of like it small and intimate. What if I want to talk about comic book video games? Absolutely. You could talk about that in the comic book section. You could talk about that in the video game section. You could talk about that really wherever. It doesn't matter. You can post pics and videos and have individual or group conversations. Yes. I think you have to be like a Nitro subscriber to post videos or something. But, so don't do that. But you can post pictures. There is voice chats. And a lot of it's for video games. Like my kid is out in the living room here right now on a voice chat with his buddies right now. And that's the cool thing. Like I can, if I wanted to, watch a movie. Obviously, if I went to, it'd be this. Except we could all be chatting and just watching a movie. Instead of typing chat. You could type chat, you could voice chat. That's the cool thing I think about it, which I never utilize or do. Or even when I'm just playing a video game, if I don't want to set this all up and have a stream, I could just play a video game and you guys could jump in and chat with me or play with me if we wanted to. Yeah, video call too, exactly. Like there's a lot of good stuff in it. My buddies and I use it for voice because game League of Legends didn't have voice back in the day. Exactly. I first got into it way back in the day when I was twitching on Twitch. But it was like Among Us we would play, so we get into the voice chat, so you didn't have to sit there and type, oh, I think Lime is sus. You could just be like, Lime is sus. It's like a Skype call, but better. It's actually, as a fellow old, I was amazed at what Discord is and can be and can do. But like I said, you get into some of these other Discords and just, there's too many people and too much going on. And it's overwhelming. Now I have to download Discord. I recommend it. And then what I will do is I'll actually move my Discord over to the new Discord that I'm talking about, and I will put up a community post saying, hey, and in my next video, which should be the next 5 states, I started on a video that was supposed to come out today about Wonder Man, and as I was researching it, I was like, there's going to be so many videos about Wonder Man, and I don't know if there is or not. But I was getting bored because I don't care for Wonder Man a lot, and I shifted what the video was going to be, and because of that, I didn't get to work as much on the next 5 states, so that got pushed back. That's why there's no video today, and that's why I decided to do a live stream, because I can't leave the world without Haussmann on a Tuesday. You can link your Discord account to your PlayStation and your Xbox consoles as well? Fuck off, really? That's crazy. Discord's crazy good. The new Wonder Man series is out today. That's why I was hoping to have a Wonder Man video. Something else good about Discord, it works over the internet, obviously. So if you find yourself in Europe and you're at the hotel, you can call home via Discord instead of using expensive phone lines. No, you can watch Wonder Man when I'm done streaming. You fucking watch me finish this game of Jeopardy. I'm just kidding. You can do whatever you want.
Very similar to one another. And category number 6 of this double Jeopardy.
That's it. I'm going to finish off this mega Jeopardy, which we're only, I think, a quarter of the way through.
As in also.
And then I'll probably call it a night because I should shower and watch Wonder Man.
There's a lot of comics where multiple characters appeared together for the first time.
I'm out of water.
Often one character is completely overshadowed. This category will ask questions about the lesser known or underappreciated characters that appeared next to much bigger stars. Now let's hand it over back to Matt for the double Jeopardy round of this episode number 10 of Comic Book Jeopardy.
Yeah, just ask the question.
Wolverine for 200. His mutant healing ability made it possible to survive the medical procedure of binding this substance to his entire skeleton, giving him unbreakable bones. What is adamantium? Nicknames 2 for 200.
Hoping that's a glitch, saying I got one viewer right now.
Referred to as heroes in a half shell.
It would be the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Who are the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? And can you name all 4 turtles?
Michelangelo, Leonardo, Donatello, and Raphael. That was something else, speaking of the Ninja Turtles. In the original comics, and for several years, Michelangelo was spelled with the A-E, M-I-C-H-A-E, Elangelo. And it wasn't supposed to be the original artist that did the Sistine Chapel is Michelangelo without the A. And that was something that once Eastman and Laird broke up and Laird bought out Eastman, he was like, changing it. And he officially changed Michelangelo's name to the proper spelling at that point in time.
For 200. Batman's faithful sidekick, he's referred to as the Boy Wonder by friends and called the Boy Blunder by his enemies.
That would be Robin. I have only heard Joker refer to him as the Boy Blunder.
Robin.
But I could be wrong.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it.
No.
Just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Movie sequels for 200. In the 2004 Spider-Man 2 sequel, Alfred Molina plays this role, one of Spider-Man's greatest foes.
Dr. Octopus. Otto Octavius.
Who is Dr. Octopus. And I have to say, that is my favorite Spider-Man movie.
That is
Alfred
true.
Molina
Like in X-Men 2, Wolverine gets shot in the head and he should be like
These two
in pain.
super
You're right.
speedsters first appeared in comics in 1940 and 1964, respectively. One from DC and the other from Marvel.
It was Jay Garrick and Pietro Maximoff.
Who are The Flash and Quicksilver. First appearances too for 200. Right. Amazing Spider-Man number 129
Punisher.
Which is the first appearance of the Punisher, but also the debut of this villain.
That's the Jackal, right? It's a Jackal. The Jackal? The Jackal. Is it a Jackal? It's a Jackal.
And that wraps up the 200-point round of Double Jeopardy. I hope you guys are enjoying this extra long episode. Let us know in the comments below.
No.
Wolverine for 400. It was shockingly revealed that Wolverine's claws were bone, not metal implants, when this villain ripped the adamantium out of his body.
Magneto, master of magnet.
Who is Magneto? Nicknames too for 400. This spicy X-Men team member is frequently called the Cajun.
It's Gambit. I've never heard him called just the Cajun.
Who is Gambit?
It's the Raging Cajun. Or is he just the Cajun?
Dynamic duos for 400. Heroes for hire. These two characters are known to team up and fight evildoers together.
Misty Knight and the Paladin. Power Man and Iron Fist.
Who are Iron Fist, Danny Rand, and Power Man, Luke Cage.
Hells yeah.
Movie sequels for 400. In the 1992 sequel, Batman Returns, we saw a new take on the character Catwoman, who is played by this actress.
Michelle Pfeiffer. I was trying to think of the name of the lady that almost played her.
Who is Michelle Pfeiffer? And my personal favorite Batman movie, I have to say. Two of a kind for 400. Naturally gifted marksmen, these two archer characters are experts with a bow and arrow.
Hawkeye and the Green Arrow.
Who are Hawkeye and Green Arrow. First appearances too.
That would be my childhood crush.
Superman takes the spotlight in his comic book first appearance. But this...
Legit, like I always knew Michelle Pfeiffer was attractive or whatever. I don't know, I'm not going to say I wasn't attracted to her or whatever, but I guess I became peak attracted to her in fucking Stardust. And she was like 50-something. Stardust is such a good movie. I've never read it was a Neil Gaiman comic, I believe, or is it a novel? Never read it, whatever it was. I believe it was a graphic novel, but it might have been a real novel. I should read it, because I should watch Stardust. Because Michelle Pfeiffer, hot as fuck.
Journalistic lady debuts in Action Comics #1 as well.
I forgot about the question. Superman takes the spotlight in his comic book appearance, but... Oh, Lois Lane.
Who is Lois Lane? Wolverine for...
Who was the one in the movie, the Catwoman in the movie? Was that Lee Merriweather? And I was like, hello? Are we talking hottest Catwoman? I don't know why I'm stopping to think about it. It was Eartha Kitt, Julie Newmar, Lee Merriweather, to Michelle Pfeiffer and Halle Berry. I for some reason thought, Anne Hathaway. I was like, there's been another Catwoman. Anne Hathaway wasn't really Catwoman, though. Anne Hathaway's attractive.
600. A haven for pirates, smugglers, and secret societies. Wolverine often finds himself in this Southeast Asian city-state.
Madripoor.
What is Madripoor? Nicknames 2 for 600. Speaking of Wolverine, he often refers to this close friend and teammate as Elf.
Nightcrawler, the amazing Kurt Wagner. Lenny Kravitz's daughter played...
Who is Nightcrawler?
You're absolutely
one of his
right.
Best friends.
Zoe Kravitz, thing I find amazing about that is that Zoe Kravitz voiced Catwoman in Lego Batman. She was like, meow, meow, after everything. And then, yeah, was later cast as Catwoman in The Batman. But again, like, was she Catwoman? Or was she just Selena Kyle, criminal at large or whatever? Like, you're not Catwoman unless you're in the goddamn costume.
Duos for 600. Husband and wife superheroes and founding members of the Avengers. This diminutive duo is often seen fighting side by side.
Hank Pym and the Wasp.
Who are Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Ant-Man and the Wasp. I might be losing track of my score somewhere just due to my bad math.
Movie sequels for 600. In Men in Black 2, agents J and K try to stop Serlina from obtaining this.
I've been meaning to watch. I haven't watched the new Fallout season at all. Hopefully in time to be back here. If not, that's all good. Thank you very much for stopping by. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy Fallout. J and K try to stop Serlina from attaining this, a powerful cosmic force left behind on the Earth. What's the category? Because I think the category will help me. Was Galaxy is on Orion's belt, right?
Movie sequels for 600. In Men in Black 2, agents
J and K stop Serlina from obtaining
this, a powerful cosmic force left behind on Earth.
Or is that the first one? What did they... Johnny Knoxville was in it. The Galaxy.
What is the Light of Zarka?
Nobody knows that.
Did you know Men in Black originated in comics?
Yes, Malibu.
It's totally true. Two of a kind for 600. Superman and this character from The Boys have strikingly similar powers.
Homelander.
Who is Homelander?
I like The Boys series. I did not care for The Boys comic. I read a lot of it, but...
And this is our first daily double of the round. Now go ahead and wager as many of your current points as you want on this clue.
I want to get that 600 back.
First appearances 2.
12.
Giant size X
$1,300.
Introduced several new X-Men characters, including Storm, Colossus, Nightcrawler, and this short-lived hero.
Thunderbird. I was going to say, they didn't mention Wolverine, but this is just characters that were introduced. That's Thunderbird. I'm just going to take 1 minute here because I have to do the math. Because I wagered 1,300. Because I got odd numbers happening and I wanted to get an even number, but I also wanted to make up that stuff I lost. I believe that brings me to 15,500. They killed him off in the very next issue, X-Men 93.
Thunderbird or
John Proudstar.
Wolverine for 800. Hugh Jackman, who famously plays Wolverine in the movies, stands at 6 foot 2 inches tall. But Wolverine was originally a runt in the comics where he was just this tall.
Is he 5'1" or 5'4"?
Pouches in Canada. More Canadians
or 5'2" or
are
5'3".
getting the pouches they want from Rush.
5'3".
What is 5'3"?
That's awesome because I already wrote down that I got it right.
800.
So
when he's not acting as a villain, he's known as the Lethal Protector.
Venom. You guys knew 5'3".
Venom.
I guessed 5'3".
Of course, created by the legendary
Well done, Jeremiah and King Fig.
Dynamic duos for 800. Created by Kevin Smith, this duo is a fictitious parody of Batman and Robin.
Bluntman and Chronic? I wouldn't necessarily... I guess they are, but...
Who are Bluntman and Chronic? Movie sequels for 800. Iron Man 2 features the villain Whiplash, a Russian physicist and ex-convict with a pet cockatoo. His character's real name is this.
Ivan Vanko?
Who is Ivan Vanko?
I'll take it.
Two of a kind for 800. Both Marvel and DC debuted these swamp-themed creatures a mere months apart in 1971.
Swamp Thing and Man Thing.
Who are Swamp Thing and Man Thing. First appearances, 2 for 800. Bruce Banner's Hulk first appeared in The Incredible Hulk #1. And
Me too. I'm 6'2" and 3/4. I say 6'3", but if I do that, I'm much taller. Bruce Banner's Hulk first appeared in The Incredible Hulk #1, and so did this character, his longtime rage-filled nemesis. See, that's tricky the way they're... Because that was wasn't the leader or the Abomination. It was General Ross. Is that what they're going for? That's who I'm guessing, General Ross.
So did this character, his longtime rage-filled nemesis. Who is General Thunderbolt Ross, where things are going to start getting really hard.
I had fucking aspirations of being a screenwriter as well. I was going to go to the Vancouver Film Institute, where Kevin Smith actually went, but it's closer for me because it's a province over. Well, 2 provinces over at the time. I just didn't, and it's one of those things like I don't know, kind of didn't ever pursue my goals. I did a lot of writing. I actually worked with a local guy here, and we developed a TV series, and I wrote a shitload of scripts for that. When I say developed a TV series, I mean we just were shitting around. I don't know what his qualifications were or whatever. I never met him in person, but we went over email a whole bunch. I've written plays that I've never actually done anything with, and I feel like I should. I wrote a movie that some friends of mine and I were going to shoot, and I actually reread that script like 6 months ago, and it was fucking hilarious. And it's just... It is, and that's the thing, is like something like writing, there are fundamentals to be taught, but like, even still, you got it, or you don't, or you have the drive, or you don't, or you get lucky, or you don't. And like, you can, like, they'll teach you some things, but they can't teach you to come up with the ideas and the dialogue and the greatness of it, right? And like, in this day and age, you can get all that from the internet. There are classes and things like that, but that doesn't necessarily give you the qualifications. But like, to study it as a script through a film school's eyes, Back to the Future is just a fucking mess. Like, Marty McFly doesn't learn a lesson. He's unlikable, yet we all fucking love him. And Back to the Future is this great movie and just shouldn't work from a proper script standpoint, but it does work because it's such a good movie. It's such a classic. I love it. We love Marty McFly. But like, he doesn't have an arc. He doesn't learn any lesson. He just is. Either way, 5 years from now, you'll be 5 years older, so fuck it. Yeah. This is one of those things. Like, is it too late? And I think it might be... I don't know. Like, I think at this point, and it's just me, like, setting my goals. Like, I do have my priorities and stuff with the kid and things like that. And there's the reality. Like, I can't take the risk of just going for it. But I think I could have, probably. I hate it when I watch a TV show, a movie now, I pick it apart. I do that a lot. And I try to avoid trailers too. I can watch a trailer now and just watch it and enjoy it. But then like, there's so many people on YouTube that just tear apart these trailers and pick them apart. And then I was like that. I'd watch these videos analyzing it. But I too would watch the trailer so many times. And I'd use just my knowledge of the comic books. And then I'd fucking, by seeing the trailer and guessing this and stuff, I'd have the movie figured out by the time I got there. And even still, I dated a girl once, and she didn't like going to movies with me because, like, I'm not saying I'm a fucking genius or I'm so intelligent, but, like, with basic plot pacing and shit like that, and the way they fucking do movies, like, you can tell when something's about to happen. So, like, we were watching Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and, okay, Yondu's about to sacrifice himself, and I realized that before it happens on screen. I'm like, oh, fuck, and I start reacting to it, and she would get mad because that was, like, spoiling it for her moments ahead, but I'm like... It's so fucking blatantly obvious that Yondu is about to sacrifice himself and die. Like, that is what movies do. That's why I love it when a movie does something different and unexpected. I was in the theater watching The Mist, and when Tom Jane's character fucking kills everybody and his own kid, I was like, holy shit. And then when the army was right there behind him, I was like, fuck me. Because I did not see that kind of shit coming. They do. They love spoiling their own shit so much. And I wish they wouldn't. And I think it was James Gunn with Guardians of the Galaxy and some of these other movies he does. He will only send them like the first 20 minutes of the movie. And he'll be like, you cut the trailer from this. He won't send them the full movie or enough of it to spoil a bunch. And here's what I think, my dream scenario. I'm sure I've said this before, but this is my dream scenario for what Disney should have done. And I understand, like, marketing and blah, blah, blah. You got to get people. But it's like, at this point, people are going to go see Avengers Endgame or they're not. I don't speak for the general masses. There are probably people, like I should think, like my brother or somebody just more common and less in the comic book sphere that maybe will be like, that looks awesome. I'm going to go see it. But like to us, we're going to Endgame or we're not. Anyway, I think Disney should have kept everything super fucking quiet and just put out a trailer of nothing and been like, December 15th, 2015, or whatever day, here's a fucking movie. You're going to want to see it. Don't say what it is. Don't do anything. But keep doing ads. Do ads that be like, you're going to fucking shit yourself. We're going to blow your fucking mind. Like, this is going to be amazing. And it would just be Disney's unknown film. And that alone would drive such speculation. People are going to be like, oh, is it a Marvel movie? Is it a new Pixar movie? Are they remaking this? Are they redoing that? What's going on? And then, especially if you kept it fucking hush-hush that Disney had bought Lucasfilm, the theaters would have been fucking packed. Everybody, because that would have become an event unto itself. People would have been driven by curiosity, not knowing if it's another Pirates movie, or who knows what it could be. Curiosity would have driven people to the theaters, and then you would also have to coordinate it to have one screening simultaneously across the globe, which I understand the logistics of that, but it shouldn't be that hard because you don't want early wave spoilers. And that's the other thing, is just with so many people involved, keeping it absolutely quiet what this movie would be. But can you imagine the theater? If you go there to be part of this, it would have been cinematic history. We wouldn't have known what it was. The second the fucking pops up and you realize you're in a Star Wars Episode 7 that you didn't even know was coming, fuck me. Any remaining seats for the next week or so would have fucking been sold instantly. The internet would have broken in half. People say this will break the internet in half. That would have fucking broke the internet. But just the huge event of this fucking mystery film, and then the huge reveal that it's a fucking monumentous film like Star Wars Episode 7 being what it should be, if you could keep a lid on it and keep it all fucking quiet. Ugh. The most scary thing is the unknown. Yeah, I have a friend that makes the trailers. He's lucky he gets to see the movies for free. That's awesome. But yeah, that's how I think they should have done Episode 7. Just kept it as quiet as fucking could be. Which, especially, you got John Boyega, you got these smaller actors, like, could have kept it quiet. Because I think if they really plugged a bunch of hype into it, I would probably go just to be a part of this event, the crowd, to know what this mystery movie is. And obviously, you're not going to do something like that and then be like, oh, here's a fucking 103 Dalmatians animated feature, or something fucking lame, right? Hey, the Ebony Elephant, what up? Damn right I got this.
We mentioned there's 2 double Jeopardy clues in this round. Keep your eyes peeled. Wolverine for 1,000. From Alberta, Canada, Wolverine is thought to be born on October 12th of this year.
1847?
What is 1832?
Fuck.
Nicknames 2 for 1,000.
Maybe he's from Alberta, Canada.
And that will be the second daily double of the round. And as you know,
someone be excited for 103 Dalmatians.
Points you previously earned on this clue from Nicknames 2 for
2,000. I'm gonna make back my 1,000.
Her team name is Shadowcat. Her real name, Catherine Pride. She's also often called this:
Ariel, Sprite, Kitty, Kitty Pride.
What is Kitty or Kitty Pride? Dynamic duos for 1,000.
Crazy.
Close friends with a similar comedic sense of humor, these two meet at the Statue of Liberty every year to exchange gifts with one another.
Spider-Man and the Human Torch.
who are Spider-Man and the Human Torch. Movie sequels for 1000. X2, X-Men United, features an amazing intro scene with Nightcrawler teleporting around the White House. This is the actor playing the role of Nightcrawler.
That's Loki from the Son of the Mask himself, Alan Cumming.
During sales season. I sleep easy. How? Camera Pro. When you're the marketer, designer.
Why am I getting these ads? Alan Cumming.
Who is Alan Cumming? And I gotta say, that scene was amazing. Two of a kind for one.
No, they're all over everything, not just
like
Marvel.
Tony Stark's Iron Man, this character is another armored hero first appearing in his self-titled comic book from Valiant Comics in 1992.
XO Man of War. I'm seeing if I have...
Who is XO Man of War?
I have the game somewhere. Spider-Man XO Man of War.
First appearances too for 1000. Weather Wizard stormed into Flash's life in this debut, but it was the introduction of this character that forever changed the Flash.
Iris West?
Who is Kid Flash?
Wally.
Okay, guys, tally up those scores because that
I don't know why I blew a fart at
Final
that,
Jeopardy. And a category for this 10th episode of the show will be...
Wait. I thought this was... Oh, because there's not normally 2 sections. I got it. Kind of vague. Well, it's exactly. You're supposed to know, apparently, that Kid Flash debuted against the Weather Wizard. I guess if I'm more familiar with old Flash comics, maybe I would have known that. But forever changed the Flash.
The 10th issue. In this category, I'll give you a clue about some event that happened in the 10th issue of a certain comic book series.
I'm wagering everything, and I bet, just because I talked about it earlier, and it's because the only 10th issue I know off the top of my head, that he's going to talk about Wolverine number 10. I'm literally wagering 22,400 fucking points. Barry was as exciting as watching paint dry. The Flash did coke, would he be even faster? Maybe. But that's the thing, isn't it? Every time he needs to, he just runs faster than he's ever run before.
And you have to tell me what that series was. So without any further ado,
I think I might end this one with 0 points.
In issue number 10 of this series, after nearly being destroyed, Dr. Doom uses a device that he created to
Hilarious.
Beyonder's vast energy.
Hilarious indeed. That's something else I talked about. Obviously, that's Secret Wars number 10. Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars.
Secret Wars number 10. One of my favorite covers in all of comic book history.
Hey everyone, it's Guy, and I am back to wrap this one up today.
I got myself 44,800 points.
Subscribers and the members who have joined and helped support the channel.
Shut up, Guy Wozniak.
Now, in particular,
foreshadowing by Haas, inadvertent foreshadowing. If you were to, if he was to have asked me in what issue of Secret Wars did Doctor Doom do that thing with the Beyonder, I'd have been like, 9, 10, or 11. Didn't even see it coming.
all of you guys that have watched these past 10 episodes of comic book.
Should we do one more? My butt's hurting from my chair. What if? Well, if this one's got one, we'll do one more.
Let the games begin.
There's Alan coming right there. Speaking of foreshadowing.
It is like a firing squad. Boom, 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 boom.
I am mostly looking forward to chatting and
Oh,
snacking.
King Shark.
That's a big thing. You would make a good trader.
Whatever.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? I'm Guy Watt.
You talk so much, which is fine. You're allowed to talk. I've certainly gone on rants myself. People also forget Dr. Doom had stolen Galactus' powers before challenging the Beyonder. Yes. I have my new job. I get to listen to audio books, which is something I haven't been able to do for quite some time. Just because my other job was more mental, this job's strictly physical, just wiring stuff, and it's all repetitive. So I can listen, but I can't have my earbuds in. But I got this little speaker sits around my neck. Anyway, I just remembered that on my Audible account, I do have the audiobook of the novelization of Marvel Superhero Secret Wars. So perhaps I'll listen to that tomorrow, because I just finished listening to Ready Player One today. And funny, it's not funny, I think it was neat, hilarious. About an hour before the end of the day, I finished the book. The book ended, and I just was like, okay, I'm done. And I put down my tools and I started leaving for the day. People were like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm done. And they're like, what do you mean? I was like, there's still an hour to go. I was like, I looked at my phone. I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, but my book finished. So I assumed I was done. Was not the case. Where's my score sheet?
Well,
it's over here.
Category number 1 is, and as we said, it's going to be X-Men.
X-Men!
By channel members, and this one will obviously be a category dedicated to questions and clues, all about the greatest superhero team of all time, in my opinion.
In your opinion.
The X-Men. Category number 2 this week is Death and Rebirth, and it's a category all about comic book characters that just won't stay dead.
Phoenix.
And no, I'm not talking about zombies, but maybe we should do a category on zombies and Marvel zombies in the future as well.
Maybe
now,
you should.
Category number 3 this week will be What If? And it's a series of
I was
questions
just thinking about that. Who would be my
amazing comic book series
favorite? The greatest? Like the Justice. I quite liked the Exiles. Where's my Secret Wars right there? Why is that up there? That's not where it's supposed to be. The greatest team? Green Goblin. Maybe the Avengers, I guess, has to be my favorite. There we go. Secret Wars number 10. Where was number 8? There it is. And the 90s Green Goblin series for some reason sitting on top. There's an answer to that, and I just can't think of it. And I don't know why I can't think of it. But, like, the greatest team... I don't know. I don't dislike the X-Men. Fantastic Four. I'm not a big fan of the Fantastic Four. I don't know. I think it also probably, like anything, if you ask me my favorite, what is going on? Stuff everywhere. Like, the answer to my favorite movie or my favorite anything will change over time. I think a lot of the time, but like... The greatest. It wasn't necessarily my favorite. It's the greatest. I think it would have to be the Avengers or the Justice League or the Fantastic Four or the X-Men. Phil Urich became a good character. Phil Urich as the heroic Green Goblin was just a falter. But I really liked when they made him the Hobgoblin. I liked what they did with him. And then even there, he kind of had his run and then just became the Goblin Knight and blah. But I think, yeah. Because he was Peter Parker's Dark Mirror. He was doing the same thing. He was taking video of himself as the Hobgoblin, as a villain, and then selling that, which is really much more of a villain thing to do. Like, take pictures of yourself, lie about it, and sell those pictures. Like, that is a dishonest, underhanded thing to do. The new Fantastic Four would be the coolest. Anyway, let's jump in.
What if that gave us
What if?
hypothetical and reimagined Marvel stories over the years.
And that's what the Exiles
Category
was.
4 will be
sort of.
generally annoying, and it's a series of questions about characters that are, just like me, pretty darn
It's an
annoying.
undead loser living in the
Category number
sewers?
5 this week is Villain Origins, and as you can imagine, this category will have a bunch of clues and questions about villains and how they got their starts.
I don't know why you need to explain
And
that.
finally, we have our second member selected category this week and our sixth category
Fantastic
overall,
Four.
Fantastic Four. And of course, we will be seeing 5 questions all about the first family of Marvel Comics.
Feel all right about that.
the
I've done a lot of
Fantastic Four.
reading of the Fantastic
Now, with all
Four
of that said, I'll
semi-recently.
be passing control of the game board over to my good friend and co-host Matt. I'll be back at the
Why are you
end
even
of the
here
game,
then?
So I'll see you all then.
Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Matt, and we've got
I'm Matt, and I got a hat.
X-Men for 200. This device is used by Charles Xavier to detect and locate mutants around the world.
What is Cerebro? The Red Goblin. That was when Norman Osborn was
What
Carnage,
is
yeah?
Cerebro? Death and Rebirth for 200. This DC character was famously killed by Doomsday.
When killed, he went into a Kryptonian healing state. Superman.
Who is Superman? What if, for 200, in the debut issue of the first series, this web-slinging hero joins the Fantastic Four?
The Amazing Spider-Man tries to join the Fantastic Four. He doesn't join them. Who's copying out? Am I copying out on not giving a real answer? After the Red Goblin kills him, he barely lived.
Who is Spider-Man?
Oh.
Generally annoying for 200. This DC pest can only be banished back to the 5th dimension when he is tricked into saying or spelling his name backwards.
It was Mr. Mixospitlick. Spell that.
Who is Mr. Mixoplick? And I'm sure we're going to get a lot of people telling us how to pronounce it correctly.
Yeah, I was going to...
Villain Origins for 200.
Sorry, you said it wrong.
This Marvel character developed radiation-resistant mechanical arms that became fused to his body during a laboratory explosion.
Dr. Otto Octavius.
Who is Dr. Octopus, or Doc Ock?
He leads a
Otto
new
Octavius.
goblin nation? Okay, maybe they made him good
Fantastic
again.
Four for 200. This armored nemesis is the ruler of the fictional country of Latveria.
Wait. What was the what if question? What is Slumberjunk? This is Doctor Doom. Which one was the what if costume? Did I feel like I missed that one? I feel like everything I answered was pretty straightforward. No, you are absolutely not alone at all. Superior Spider-Man is easily one of my favorite runs on Spider-Man, period. I thought what they did was fucking amazing. Oh! In the debut, I forgot the category was what if.
Who is Spider-Man?
Okay, I still got it right, but by accident. Superior Spider-Man is fucking great. And then, like, a while ago, because I've reread Superior Spider-Man, not several, enough times, a few times, I wouldn't say several. But I went back and I was rereading, like, the other stuff, because, like, Superior Foes of Spider-Man, but, like, there was Superior Spider-Man team up. Like, it wasn't all Dan Slott, but Dan Slott, I guess, like, helped with a lot of it. And there was a second book that went in there with it, and a third book. There were a couple of books with Superior Spider-Man that actually flowed, and they all really went well together, and it was fucking awesome. And technically, the Spider-Man that we see in Age of Ultron was Doc Ock. And he was just like, oh, I'm just going to pretend to be Spider-Man because it's a big deal. I'm not going to Ock it up. But technically, well, not technically, like actually, during Age of Ultron, that was Dr. Octopus. But yeah, no, fucking... yes, to answer your question. Superior Spider-Man is fucking amazing. Superior Foes of Spider-Man. Are you asking? Or like, because it was Superior Spider-Man built Wolverine the new suit. I loved that suit too. That costume was fucking sick looking. I didn't read that Wolverine, but I should have. Superior Foes of Spider-Man was like this. It was Boomerang, Shocker, Beetle, Lady Beetle, Overdrive, and Speed Demon. And they started with the Living Brain, and they were the Sinister Six. And that was, they were in one of the first issues. I think the first issue of Superior Spider-Man. They were like, we're the Sinister Six. And Doc Ock in Spider-Man's body is like, the fuck you are the Sinister Six. How dare you fucking use that name? Oh, I see. That was one of the companion books. Not as companion-y because it was more about them than about Spider-Man. The companion book was like, anyway, they had their own book, and it was a really good book about the Sinister Six. I don't know, was it Superior Spider-Man Team Up? Or was it Avenging Spider-Man? I legit can't remember at the moment, but it was really good. And it was like, Doc Ock was capturing villain. Basically, he had like Sandman and Vulture, and I think he was like, he had the Sinister Six. And he was putting fucking chips in their brain or something and somehow controlling them and using them as well. Oh, it was so good. Didn't Spidey use the night shift to... yes. That was something I must have happened in the side book because I hadn't gotten to that point, but when I was doing some research on the night shift, it was like, yeah, Superior Spider-Man was the leader of the night shift for a bit. And I was like, what the fuck? So a lot of that happened in, like, not in the main Superior Spider-Man book, but in this side book, which I'm going to fucking look up right now. Because it's going to bother me. I'm going to look up the name of the airplane from Tailspin. Because nobody answered that for me. It's called the Sea Duck. Superior Spider-Man, Superior Spider-Man, Superior Spider-Man. Superior Spider-Man companion book? Companion Booms. Good job. I guess it was Avenging. It was Avenging Spider-Man? I guess it might have been Avenging Spider-Man. So I was right the whole time, I guess. Doc was out there doing side quests? Absolutely. And he got kicked out of the Avengers. There's a lot of good shit that happened. And also just reading around. Like, that's one of those things that I think Marvel actually did well. Like, a lot of modern Marvel, one of my biggest complaints, as you probably all know, is that, like, I loved back in the 70s and 80s and 60s when, like, there was just this shared continuity and everything tied in well, and nowadays it doesn't always. But that, like, they sent that memo to everybody. They're like, if you were writing Spider-Man in your book at this fucking point in time, he is Doc Ock. And, like, everybody fucking got the memo on that one. As a result, Spider-Man just wasn't used as much, but characteristically, Doc Ock would have been keeping to himself. He's like, I'm not going to go fucking team up with the fucking New Warriors to go deal with fucking this. Like, I just loved it. And he had the bots, the Octobots, or the Spider Bots around the city, and he was just like, no, I get alerted to shit. That's a fucking mugging. I'm not going to waste my time with it. If a big crime happens, I'll go deal with that. And then he had the Spider Henchman and the whole Spider Island. Like, Doc Ock was a superior Spider-Man. And then it fucking just built to this whole thing where he couldn't save the little Anna Marcaroni or whatever that he loved, and he had to give up because he, even though he was a superior Spider-Man, I think he was a better, more efficient, more effective Spider-Man, became Dr. Peter Parker. Like, there were so many good things. He was doing side quests. He became a fucking doctor. He got a girlfriend. He did so much good, but in the end, he just couldn't beat the Green Goblin, so he had to give up control to Peter Parker to save the woman he loves. Oh, fuck! I love Superior Spider-Man so goddamn much. Yeah, he called the police. He had these little fucking robots, and he could be alerted to more crime than Spider-Man would ever have seen. He didn't go on patrol because he had these robots all over the city. But even still, yeah, if he saw somebody mugging somebody, he just called the police. Jim Shooter was so good at the overall continuity back in the day. And if I recall, too, J. Jonah Jameson was like, this new Spider-Man is being great. I love him. But he just couldn't be the guy. That was one of the other things. He had these spider bots that would report crime, and Goblin got in there and hacked the thing and was like, if you see the Goblin fucking face, don't call it in. So the Goblins, and then they had like a Goblin tattooed on them. That's the Goblin gang. If basically the Goblin would override the fucking thing. And the Hobgoblin, Phil Urich, was out there being the Hobgoblin, and these spider bots were ignoring him because it was he was a goblin. And then Norman Osborn got wind of that and was like, what the fuck are you doing? You're not the Goblin they're supposed to be ignoring. Get the fuck fucked. Fucking riding on my backpack. He's like, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just fucking committing crimes and not getting away with it because I didn't know why. So it was because of me. So you're now my Goblin Knight. Oh, all tied together so well. Dan Slott. It was good. People say he's not as good anymore. I don't know. But back then, when I was reading that stuff, Dan Slott was fucking good. Oh, that was the other thing. Yeah, Doc Ock fucking... Did he, like, punch out Black Cat? And she's like, oh, hey, Spider. And he's like, you're a fucking criminal. Boom. And, like, knocked her teeth out. And she was like, fuck you. And then she went on to become, like, a kingpin of crime and the head of a crime family because she's like, fucking Spider-Man fucked me up. And later Spider-Man was like, it wasn't me. And she's like, I don't care. Anyway.
The ruler of the
Dr. Doom.
country of Latveria. Who is Dr. Doom, or Victor Von Doom? Okay, that will wrap up the 200-point round.
Yay!
Let us know in the comments below. Did you go 6 out of 6 on those?
I did.
If not, don't worry. There's a bunch of questions coming your way. X-Men for 400.
And I went on a rant.
Scott Summers, also known as Cyclops, has been the team leader of the X-Men at various times. He has these two mutant brothers.
Alex, Adam X, and Gabriel.
Who are Havoc and Vulcan. Death and Rebirth for 400. This famous DC character's death was voted on by the readers.
Jason Todd.
Who is Jason Todd? And from what I understand, it was a pretty slim victory for him.
And they think somebody rigged it by calling in repeatedly with a bot.
Issue number 10, this nurse and love interest of Thor wields his hammer.
Jane Foster. I've been thinking about...
Who is Jane Foster? And they ended up making that a real in-canon event in the Thor books.
They did.
And then they even put it into that terrible Thor movie.
It wasn't terrible. A lot of what-ifs ended up coming to pass. Excuse me. A lot of what-if things came to pass. Like even Spider-Man did join the Fantastic Four. I was thinking about... It's something I've been thinking about for a long time. I've just never done it. I was thinking about doing like a thing with what-ifs. Where I just read every what-if and talk about them. Anyway.
For 400.
Get off the screen. What was that DC's
He describes himself as Batman's biggest fan and has been pestering him since 1959.
Who is Batmite?
Who is Batmite? And I gotta say, I did not know he'd been around that long.
Was that a what if first? Thor as a herald?
This DC character grew up in a prison where he was a test subject for an experimental drug called Venom.
You merely dwell in the darkness. I was born in it. Ah. Bane. No.
Who is Bane?
Ordering cat food off the internet.
Fantastic Four for 400. During an experimental test flight, the team is granted their powers when they are exposed to this.
What are cosmic rays or cosmic radiation?
What is cosmic radiation? Now that will wrap up the 400-point round. I hope you're all doing good this week.
6, 1, 2,
now let's
3,
dive into the 600-pointers. X-Men for 600.
Okay.
This elite society often clashes with the X-Men and has an inner circle, including the likes of Sebastian Shaw and Emma Frost.
Who is the Hellfire Club?
What is the Hellfire Club?
Yeah.
Death and Rebirth for 600. This Captain America sidekick was reported as dead in 1964 until resurrected 41 years later in 2005.
Bucky, James Buchanan Barnes. And then Ed Brubaker famously, brought him back. Do I have those there on the living room? The Winter Soldier. Like, Ed Brubaker doesn't get any credit for that at all for creating, because Jack Kirby and whoever created Bucky way back in the day, and Ed Brubaker essentially created the character of the Winter Soldier, but technically legally didn't. He says he makes more money off of his cameo appearance in Captain America: The Winter Soldier, the movie, than he does off of royalties from the character. Fun fact.
Bucky or the Winter Soldier?
Depressing fact.
Or Bucky Barnes. And I have to say that storyline was exceptionally well done by Ed Brubaker and Steve Epting. If you haven't read it, you should. What If for 600? In issue number 3, this superhero team who first formed to defeat Loki never becomes a team.
Who are the Avengers?
Who are the Avengers?
We're doing 600 right now, or 400 right now? My math is all wrong. Give me one. No, we're doing 600. Oh, I was right. That was wrong. And this one was wrong. 50. 400. And I'll catch up on the comments. Just read the story of Sebastian messing with the X-Men to thinking Phoenix came back. Yes. And that blows my mind that people don't do that more often on Jeopardy. And I remember back in the day when I was in high school, so 20 years ago, when they didn't, I haven't watched Jeopardy recently. I guess it's probably all digital like this, but it used to be like a camera actually on the board, and you could see when someone chimed in early, because you could actually, I'll get my cursor out here to show what I'm talking about. You could see right around, depending on where the thing was, but you could see the screen, the television screen here, actually light up with the reflection of their desk lighting up. So you could tell when people did. But I feel like if I know the answer, I can read that question ahead of time. I'm surprised people aren't chiming in ahead of time more often. And maybe they've altered it in recent years. I don't know much about ladies when I first saw the Hellfire Club, but I know I enjoyed those issues. Yes. Never knew why they put Sebastian Stan on the Quiet Council. That's something I've been meaning to read, especially now that it's done. I'd like to actually just dive in and read the entire Krakoan era.
Really annoying for 600. This
shit. Sorry. Was that actually the Avengers? Obviously it was. I'm not looking back.
Marvel Other Dimensional Showman captures heroes and forces them to fight for his viewing audience.
Fucking Mojo.
Ratings.
Who is fucking Mojo?
Who is Mojo? Villain origins for 600.
Because that was my thing about the Krakoan era, is just we're just doing this. We are on Krakoa now. Every mutant is welcome, period. And it's just good guys, bad guys. You just don't care. All of a sudden, everybody is fighting towards the same goal. Apocalypse was there. Sinister was there. Sebastian Shaw. I don't know if Sabretooth was there or not, but just all of a sudden, all these mutants are just all of a sudden all on the same page. Sebastian was never a mutant leader, so why was he there? He wasn't really a mutant leader. He was part of the Hellfire Club, but that wasn't a mutant thing. They were all mutants. I don't know, Hellfire Club is something I don't know a lot about, and then these Hellfire galas and stuff. So I don't know. I can't answer your question. The reason I get pissed at my Sega Genesis. Sabretooth just has to kill. Fucking love Sabretooth. I was looking, and it blew my mind that I don't have one. So I was looking on eBay. I think I should have bought it, and I don't know why I didn't, but I'll get it. Just the Bowen mini bust for Constrictor to go with my Bowen mini bust from Sabretooth. I've got some others I should dig out of a box. I should do up a proper background stuff. I got Namor, Gladiator, Angel, and Taskmaster's in a box right there. Sabretooth. Oh, literally in a box right behind me. I've got a second Angel, red. The blue one is up on the shelf. I got Vindicator, Snowbird, Quicksilver. Holy fuck. Big beefer Sasquatch. It's been a while since I looked in this box, and if I don't see what I think I need to see, I'm gonna be fucking choked. I also got bigger versions of Kingpin the Lizard, Doc Ock, Sandman, J. Jonah Jameson. Somewhere I have the Punisher Bowen mini bust. And if I don't have that, I'm going to be upset because I don't know where it went. I quite like the Bowen mini busts. They were quite nice, but stopped. Anyway, I'm going to get Constrictor. Oh, he broke the Force of Core and law, never kill a human. That's also the first law of robotics. Scarlet Witch was Krakoa's Satan for a while. Jesus. Oh, because she was all like, no more mutants. Anyway, this Marvel character was granted his powers when he finds a hidden ancient temple and reads the inscription of the large enchanted ruby. That is Juggernaut and Sitorak.
Character was granted his powers when he finds a hidden ancient temple.
Back on track. I got sidetracked. I get sidetracked easily sometimes.
Large enchanted ruby that he finds
Where's
inside.
my Punisher mini bust?
Who is the Juggernaut?
Bitch.
Fantastic Four for 600. First appearing in Fantastic Four number 209, Herbie the Robot's name is an acronym standing for this.
That is not a $600 goddamn question. That's the... The H isn't for humanoid. Fuck. If you go back to my first 10 members of the Fantastic Four video, I said it there, but I legit don't know. I love Sabretooth, but I think they should give him the new mutation instead of Wolverine. Wolverine has new mutation? Are we talking Hot Claws? Remember when Wolverine had Hot Claws? Oh, that's what we're talking about, Hot Claws. Guaranteed no prize to whoever fucking types out what Herbie stands for. Intelligent. Is my hair thinning?
What is humanoid experimental robot
B-type integrated electronics?
And I have to say, I had no idea that's what it stood for.
That is not a $600 question.
Okay, guys, before we dive into the 800-point round, don't forget we are doing a giveaway, so listen up.
One of you will win this collection of Wolverine comics when the channel hits 10,000 subscribers.
Back to the Jeopardy. X-Men for 800. Madeline Pryor, the mutant clone of Jean Grey, was created by this mutant and master geneticist.
Dr. Nathaniel Essex. Mr. Sinister.
Who is Mr. Sinister?
Herbie is a mouthful.
Death and Rebirth for 800. This diminutive Avenger was briefly thought to have been killed in battle until they were revealed to have been an alien duplicate.
Was that Wasp?
Who is the Wasp?
I didn't know she wasn't actually killed.
In issue number 11, this famous Marvel icon is given the powers of Mr. Fantastic.
Stan Lee?
Who is Stan the Man Lee? Generally annoying for 800. This comedic green-skinned and cone-headed character was first introduced in Fantastic Four number 11.
From the planet Pop-Up. Mr. Impossible Man.
Who is the Impossible
And he did
Man?
not appear again for like another 100 issues.
Origins for 800. This DC character was originally a gorilla that was artificially mutated into a red-haired strongwoman by Professor Zool.
Giganta.
Who is Giganta?
I was just thinking as well when we were talking about Sinister. I was like,
for 800.
in the animated series, like he had the sharp teeth and like he was Mr. Sinister. From watching the animated series, Mr. Sinister seemed like such a bigger deal than he ended up being when I read the comics. But yeah, Mr. Sinister was peak. Because like, I watched the animated series, and then some of the first comics I got into were, is this the one right here? That's Gambit and the Externals. Yeah, it was the Age of Apocalypse, and one of the first gold foil Age of Apocalypse things I got was X-Men. And again, Sinister played a big role in that. And I was just like, oh, and Sinister played a big role in the Age of Apocalypse altogether. But I was like, I guess that led me to believe Sinister was a much bigger... I'm not saying he's not a big deal, but I thought Sinister was a bigger deal, basically because of my first foray into stuff was X-Men, the animated series, and then the Age of Apocalypse.
This early Fantastic Four villain is the father of Ben Grimm's love interest, Alicia Masters.
This is the Puppet Master.
Who is the Puppet Master?
And he's the stepfather
for the 1,000-point
of
questions.
Alicia Masters. That is,
You
again,
guys are ready because things are going to
the
get
second time
really
you
tough.
forgot the step.
X-Men for 1,000. This fictional island nation off the coast of Africa in the Indian Ocean was a mutant safe haven prior to being devastated by a sentinel attack, resulting in massive casualties.
Genosha.
What is Genosha?
Mass casualties. And speaking of that, X-Men 97, spoiler alert, if you guys didn't watch X-Men 97, I apologize. But if we're talking about X-Men the animated series and you guys haven't watched X-Men 97, fuck me, Genosha. The name's Gambit. Remember it. Fuck. Because like I started kind of passively watching X-Men. I watched it every week as it came out, X-Men 97. I was like, kind of passive. And I was like, okay, this is good, this is good, this is good. And then like as it built, I was like, oh my God. And then that fucking episode, I was actually watching it at work where I shouldn't have been. And I was just like, wait, what? Because I was like passively, holy shit. Yeah. I'm going to watch it right after this. Probably Genosha, like Gene Nation, maybe. Yeah. Like, and that's, because what did the guy do? The guy that created the showrunner for X-Men 97, didn't he like do some bad shit and get, because they fired him. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with season 2. Should be out this summer, but I was like, oh. Yeah, that's what I was just wondering. I guess the chat has a moment behind. That's what I'm wondering. I don't know. Or are enough people still working on it that aren't just the showrunner? Like, is it still going to be good? I don't know. I'll check it out. Another show, I will say, wasn't as good as X-Men 97 by any means, but I was pleasantly surprised by, because I probably went into it with such low expectations, was Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I actually quite enjoyed that, but I think I enjoyed it because I went in with such low expectations.
Death and Rebirth for 1,000. This Marvel hero was killed in his third appearance in 1975 and was not resurrected until 47 years later in 2002.
This is going to be like Plastic Man last time. It's going to be something. Killed in his third appearance in 1975 and not brought back until 2002. Thunderbird was killed in his second appearance in 74. 4. And they never really brought Thunderbird back, did they? I feel like I should know this one, or I shouldn't, but I feel like I'm going to be choked.
Who is Thunderbird?
Get fucked. Get the fuck fucked. Not you, Jeremiah. Good for you for knowing that. But was that... He died in the first mission. I guess he must have died in his third appearance, which makes more sense. Was he resurrected? In Sword, is what you're saying, I guess. Oh, I don't know that they brought him back in the Chaos War. That's what I think of that. I should have just said Thunderbird. Haven't watched the new Spidey cartoon. Do you think Spider-Man No Way Home, Peter was going to say to Osborn, I thought you were black? Well, that's the thing. In No Way Home, Osborn, like, they look up and Osborn's like, I don't fucking exist. Or maybe he's just looking for Oscorp and Oscorp didn't exist. So hopefully they justify that. But yeah, that would have been funny. Because Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is a what-if twist on... It was originally supposed to be... The series was originally conceived as it was going to be Spider-Man freshman year, and it's supposed to be an in-continuity prequel to the Spider-Man films. But then they shifted at some point, and now it's like a what-if, slightly different twist. And it's all pretty much like if Norman Osborn stepped up and became his mentor rather than Tony Stark. But it was good. But yes, he was black. I had no problem with it. But I'm really curious to see where they go. I don't remember a lot of it, but like the stuff they did with Tombstone, I was like, holy shit, like to actually make me give a shit about Tombstone. And then as far as if they're doing Scorpion in any of the next movies, like that is what to do with Scorpion. Just make him a fucking gang leader with shit. Scorpion was really good in it too.
What if for 1000? In issue number 4, this team of World War II heroes stayed together after the war.
Who are the invaders? I believe that is the issue where the Human Torch kills Hitler.
Who are the invaders? Generally annoying for 1000. This imp from the 5th dimension first appeared in Aquaman number 1 in 1962 and sported green pointy hair.
Is that's not Mxyzptlk. Mxyzptlk?
Who is Quisp?
Quisp?
No one's gonna get Quisp. No one.
Nope.
Villain origins for 1000. This Marvel character was a low-level technician in a nuclear plant before accidentally activating an experimental particle generator, which bombarded him with an unknown form of energy and gave him the ability to control all forms of matter.
That's the guy. The Molecule Man, isn't it? I was trying to think of his real name, and I don't know why I couldn't.
Who is the Molecule Man? And give yourself an extra 500 points if you know his actual name. And finally, the last question in the 1,000-point round. Fantastic Four for 1000. He has been the mustachioed mailman for the Baxter
Willie
Building
Lumpkin.
since his first appearance in Fantastic Four number 11 in 1963.
Willie Lumpkin from Oklahoma.
And of course, I'm talking about who is Willie Lumpkin.
How was Fallout? Owen Reese. You're absolutely right. Give yourself an extra 1,000 points.
In the Fantastic Four movies.
But yeah, welcome back. We played another game more than I intended because I'm having such a good goddamn time. Another cool World War II Another cool World War II different story is the new 5-issue story Hell Hunters. Really? I'm gonna look into that because I quite like World War II stories. I like World War II Marvel. And I think I talked about this other times, I wish there was more World War I Marvel stories. And they even established there was a superhero team, the Freedoms 5, like the Phantom Eagle and Union Jack, the original Union Jack and a couple other guys. There was the Freedoms 5. I want more World War I stories set in Marvel. And I want more World War II stories set in Marvel. And if there's a new World War II story called Hell Hunters, I'm definitely going to look into that. In fact, I'm just going to write right here, Hell Hunters. Because a lot of times I'll just lay in bed and look at my comic book Jeopardy score sheet. I knew Quisp 2 from a wiki entry. I didn't know Quisp. And I often have the thought, why aren't there other? There's Batmite and there's Mxyzptlk. Why don't other superheroes have their fifth dimension counterparts? And I guess if Quisp was the thing, I would like to see them do something with the original Human Torch and differentiate him from Johnny. Well, he's an android. There was a lot of stuff. He came back. There was what was it? The New Invaders was U.S. was I think he was calling himself Captain America, but it was John Walker's U.S. agent. The Thin Man was there. Human Torch was there. Blazing Skull. I got plans up here, not anywhere else, but I want to do a bunch of videos about like World War II heroes that pop back up in the modern day, because it's not just Captain America or Namor. There is the Blazing Skull. There is Thin Man. There are everybody from the 12. Even was it the Phantom Blonde? Was a World War II hero. And then, like, she showed up as, like, somebody's secretary in She-Hulk, and she was older and fatter. And she had aged. But, like, there's so many more World War II heroes that actually were brought back over and carried into modern continuity than just Captain America, Namor, and the Human Torch. Quisp, World War II, with Ghost Rider, Wolverine. That is true. Like, Wolverine was there, and there would have been a World War II Ghost Rider. There would have been a World War II Moon Knight. Has that been explored yet? Kid Winter Soldier. That would be fucking hilarious if there was like some time traveler. And that, I'll get back to that in another second, because that's another thing I like about stories. But some time traveler refers to Bucky as Kid Winter Soldier. As the Two-Gun Kid was the Old West, and he time traveled to the modern day and fought alongside the Avengers and shit. And he went back in time, back to his Old West, and lived out his days. And as an old man in the hospital, he would tell stories of the future Marvel to, I can't remember his name, but the guy that went on to become the Angel of World War II. And I just think that is so good. Like, one of these first costumed heroes was inspired by the stories that Two-Gun Kid was telling about these costumed heroes from the future. Just nicely all tied up. That's one of my favorite little tidbits. There was a World War II Iron Fist, exactly. I liked the Phantom Blonde in She-Hulk. They used the OG torch in Baker's Captain America run. The villain was going to use him as a weapon. The Wizard was in World War II. And there was something I'm never too sure about. Because what happened to the original Human Torch? Because his body was used to make the Vision. So then, like, what happened? How did the Human Torch come back at some point? So I just read, there was the Legion of the Unliving with Wonder Man and shit, and the Human Torch is looking at Vision, and he's like, wait a minute. And he looks, and he's like, that's my fucking body. Because they pulled them all at a time. Kang. Dead. The World War II Ghost Rider appeared in a recent Hulk series. Nice. Those three are in a Hell universe. In that Hell Hunters. Either way, I'm going to check it out. Time travel or some shit. Yes. Anyway, what's up? What's the category for Final Jeopardy?
From the early 2000s. And that brings us to Final Jeopardy. And I'm sure you all know how this works.
Yeah.
But you can wager any amount of points that you have earned in the previous
I have 12,800.
Final Jeopardy category of comic book history. Now, don't forget, let us know how you did this week, and make sure you leave your total score in the comments below. And without any further ado,
6,000.
Here's the clue. Formed in 1954 by the Comics Magazine Association of America, this was voluntarily adopted by publishers as an alternative to government regulations.
Seduction of the Innocent and that dude. This is the Comics Code Authority. Is that what it's called? Approved by the Comics Code Authority? Oh my god, Secret Wars wasn't approved?
Code Authority. And that wraps up all the questions this week for our Comic Book Jeopardy.
Secret Wars wasn't approved by the Comic Code Authority?
Hey, it's Guy, and I'm back to wrap this one up today and say thank you all for tuning in.
Either way,
and
I got it right.
And of
I'm so
course,
smart.
Big thanks to the channel members who help and support what we're doing here, and for those guys.
What was that? I've been reading that Hulk series. If it's the one I'm thinking of. Where the Hulk is like... with the green door and shit. It's called the Monster Hulk. It's been a while since I've read that, so I should get back into it because I have to scroll all the way back through. Oh, I was reading Mutant X as well. I start reading something like for myself, and then I get distracted when I have to research stuff. It was the Immortal Hulk? I haven't found it yet, but I think Immortal Hulk is the one I'm thinking of. Oh my god. It's been so long since I've read it. I gotta get back into the Immortal Hulk. It was the Immortal Hulk. That's the one I'm thinking of anyway. I really was enjoying reading the Immortal Hulk. And Mutant X. I was really enjoying reading Mutant X, actually. I'd never actually read Mutant X. I love the Marvel Unlimited app just for the sheer amount of shit it allows me to read. But it seems to have taken away my Immortal Hulk. Somebody texted me. Jakey Biscuits. I never finished it either yet, but it's all on the thing. Marvel Unlimited. I just like the idea of it and the fact like it was a thing and like it had Havoc tied up for so long. It was just years. They were just like, yeah, here. I didn't realize X Factor ended when that was a good time of hearing a knot. I didn't realize like until recently, like I thought something happened in X Factor and X Factor continued on and Mutant X kept going, but it was like, no, it was the writer of X Factor. I don't know if it was the same artist or not, but like X Factor 75 or whatever issue it was, like X Factor ended and Mutant X picked up. So Mutant X like took its slot. I didn't realize that. I thought it was more of a spin-off. I've been meaning to read Mutant X. It's good. It's not like spectacular, but if you like alternate, like it's pre-Exiles kind of. Well, it is pre-Exiles. And it's just something happens to Havoc in X Factor and he wakes up on this other world, Mutant X, where basically, I think Cyclops, no, something, won't spoil too much, but Havoc basically takes Cyclops' place. He's one of the original X-Men. And the X-Men have gone their own direction, and now he's gone his own direction, but he's on a team with Iceman, Warren Worthington, Hank McCoy, himself, and Madeline Pryor. Cats are being nasty over there. And it's a different look at the world, and different things are going on, and it starts off, and mutants are like, great. And the Six, which is what this team is, it was the Six. Oh, because Storm is there, and she's a vampire, Bloodstorm. The Six are like the premier team. Like the Avengers are secondary to the Six, because mutants are fucking loved and welcomed. And like, okay, I'll tell you, like, Havoc is married to Madeline Pryor. They have a little kid named Scotty. Storm is a vampire. Iceman is still Iceman, but he can't touch anybody because he's like Rogue. He will turn them to ice because of some shit that went bad with Loki. Warren Worthington got abducted by Apocalypse, but didn't get turned into Archangel. He got turned into the Fallen, and he's got these leathery wings, and he's kind of fucking a lot darker. Beast continued to mutate himself and became the Brute, and he's just big and green. And he can breathe underwater, and he's semi-aquatic, but he's also got hooves. And it's like, well, the hooves aren't good swimming feet, so that's weird. And they are this team. And the world goes from there. Oh, and Elektra is their nanny. And Captain America has yellow on his costume and is weird, but it's a really good story, and it actually goes in a lot of different directions and stuff. But I need to finish it as well. And then that storyline gets wrapped up within the pages of the Exiles. So good. No, not Mutant X, the show. Alex became my favorite Summers brother after they screwed up Cyclops. Yeah, just the same name. It is not like the show at all. I forgot that show existed with the Lex Luthor on it. Yes, the Beast did lose his intellect, and Cap is a secret mutant. 30 something? A lot. It ran for 3 years. There were 3 annuals. Well, King Thick, let me sit down and tell you about racism. I think a lot of it deeply stems from jealousy, like the fact that like Spider-Man got bit, or other people were chosen, or they had these accidents. Like, that's one thing. But then these other people just literally win the genetic lottery. It's like, fuck, they were just born. I was born. How come I can't shoot lasers out of my eyes? How come I can't walk into a bank vault? How come I can't turn into steel? How come I can't control the weather? That is bullshit. So there's a lot of jealousy, but then it is just straight up like, why do people hate black people? Realistically, you shouldn't. There's nothing wrong with them. They're, but they hate them because they're different. But you're right, like, and I do think it comes down to that, like, oh, Captain America was a soldier and he was given this, and oh, such and such, that happened by accident. And a lot of people, even in the earlier comics, were like, Spider-Man, fuck you, we don't like you, you must be a mutant. So, well, then go get bit by a spider. John Shea, that's the guy that played Lex Luthor on Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. They love the G. I feel like I'm having such a good hair day today. This is the longest my hair's ever been in my life. They do love the Fantastic Four and most of the Avengers. Even the Avengers, like, when the Avengers are mutants, they're like, oh yeah, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are alright. We don't hate them. They do hate them a little, but not nearly as much. Same with, like, Beast. They were like, oh, Beast, we don't care. We don't care if somebody's a robot or a mutant on the Avengers or anything. I always wondered, what if Hawkeye was a secret mutant? What if his ability to shoot really well was just some latent mutant ability? I don't like it like this at all. I get what they're doing. It's kind of a little weird that in a shared universe. Well, that's exactly it. And I know it's about being proud and standing up. They shouldn't have to hide, like Mystique even says in one of the movies. But, like, why wouldn't Cyclops be like, you guys, don't worry about it. I was in an accident, and now I can shoot lasers from my eyes. Concussive blasts. And why couldn't, like, Iceman be like, yeah, I fucking fell asleep in a freezer and a nuclear bomb went off, and now I can do ice powers, because who... There'd be somebody else with ice powers. It was Jack Frost in the Golden Age, but there's, like, Blizzard. Like, other people can recreate ice powers and stuff, right? They did vote Kingpin as more emo Haas. Now take on this. Here's mud in your eye, or whatever Spider-Man says. That's mirrored. This is my right hand. I don't know. I'm getting tired. Clearly, I would love to play more Jeopardy, but I think I'm going to drink some water, have a shower, and go to bed. I'm going to go watch that Genosha episode of X-Men 97 in the shower. I forgot the part where that's my problem. Haas's B-roll for his Crow audition. I should be the Crow. There's me, you guys. I actually, a lot of the time when I let my hair down, I end up looking like Lord Farquaad. But it's long enough now I can do a little ponytail. Yeah, that's long enough. Just tie it back like that, put a hard hat on, go to work. I don't put a hard hat on and go to work. I go to work, then I put a hard hat on at work. But yeah. Little ponytail. Maybe I can do a top knot. I don't know how to do hair. There we go. I have no idea. Anyway. Stay hossy, folks. I don't know where the button is that ends the stream. And I'll hopefully get that new next 10 5 states video out before the end of this week. If not, this was your weekly Hoss treat.